In New Orleans, it's a rite of fall. 99 years ago, these two high schools met on the gridiron for the first time. And despite wars, hurricanes, and pandemics, they have met every year since. Tonight, for the 100th consecutive fall, the rivalry continues. Holy Cross and Jesuit, who will take home the gold in football? Find out next. Live from Tad Gormley Stadium in New Orleans, Cox Sports Television and Crescent City Sports are proud to bring you high school football. Tonight, it's the 102nd meeting of one of America's great high school rivalries as the Jesuit Blue Jays face the Holy Cross Tigers. Hello, everybody. Ken Berthelot along with Wade Kaiser. It's great to see people filling up stadiums and enjoying high school football. But when Jesuit and Holy Cross meet in the 100th year, it's more than just a game. It's rivalry week, and that means so much to so many.
Like I say every year, you just said it, it means so much to so many, not only just in our city, around our country, and believe it or not, those folks viewing in from around the world, those Holy Cross and Jesuit alumni who will be tuning in tonight to finding out what the score is going to be on the gridiron tonight right here at Tad Gormley. It's so important to them simply from the standpoint that they know it's a rivalry, and they're grown up in that tradition. Now, the next thing is it also takes away some of those doldrums of Hurricane Ida, the pandemic, and all of the things that we've been dealing with. No better way to do it than prep football and a rivalry like Jesuit and Holy Cross.
Well, the Jesuit defense is pretty good at taking things away, too. As a matter of fact, they take offenses away. They've allowed just one touchdown in 8 quarters of regulation. That defense is led by a great little middle linebacker, Dennis Doherty.
Well, Dennis Doherty's a thumper. When he gets there, he's going to light you up.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I call a thumper, right? He's physical, he's the leader of the defense, and he's bright, and he knows how to diagnose things before they happen.
On the other side of the coin, the Holy Cross Tigers run a triple option type offense, and you wouldn't expect us to talk about a wide receiver in a triple option offense, but the guy to watch is Kobe Young.
Well, again, triple option offense, wide receivers, all they do is block, right? No. All right? This guy can take the top off of a defense, meaning that you're going to have to somehow come up with an answer to support the run, the triple option, as well as cover Kobe Young trying to get deep on you off a play-action pass. And we'll talk more about that tonight as our game goes on.
It's going to be fun to watch these chess matches between players and coaches. Back in just a moment, we'll hear from both coaches about tonight's big rivalry right after this.
Buying a new car shouldn't be complicated. That's why our expert staff is here to help.
I've been selling new Ford cars and trucks since 1970. That's over 50 years. There must be a reason.
Some have a need for speed. Ford's new Mustang is just what the doctor ordered.
Wow, there must be a reason.
With your lifestyle and budget in mind, our finance team works hard to be the best in the business.
With over 15 acres of cars and trucks right here at the Lamarck Automotive Complex, there must be a reason.
For 88 years, the All-State Sugar Bowl has been a New Orleans New Year's tradition. Through difficult times and challenges, the Sugar Bowl remains committed to our city, the state of Louisiana, and the Gulf South. The funds we invest and volunteers we provide supports your sports, your parks, your schools. The All-State Sugar Bowl. We believe in champions, and we believe in awesome comebacks. The All-State Sugar Bowl is proud to host the best of the Big 12 and SEC on New Year's Day, 2022.
High school football from Crescent City Sports on Cox Sports Television is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. There must be a reason. They're pouring in to Tad Gormley Stadium as we await the kickoff of Holy Cross and Jesuit. Earlier this week, we had a chance to catch up with both coaches about tonight's big rivalry.
So it's what I thought, Jesuit, a prestige place, but then didn't realize the amount of great kids, great families, and great people running this school. So it's been great. It's been great. That's off the field. On the field, it has been a challenge when we had the 2-week hiatus and missed them 3 games, including that includes the Jamboree. But I love the way the kids are working, and very interested to see how we respond this week, and still learning about my program.
I think we're where we're supposed to be. We knew coming into the year that we were going to have to lay a foundation for a program that would have to endure over a long period of time. So this is our foundation year. And, I never look at wins and losses. Obviously we want to win every game. But for me, it's more important to lay a foundation that's going to keep this program going for years to come.
Yeah, I mean, Jack LaRiviere, he's top notch. Good things happen to good people, great things happen to great people, and he's up there, one of the greatest I've ever coached as far as a person. So I think great things are going to happen for him. He works hard day in, day out, and he's just a great leader for our offense in the weight room, on the field, and in that classroom over there.
Yeah, I think Cole's been playing really well. This was the right year to change it. There's no secret to our youth. We got 88 varsity football players, 75 return next year, and 61 of those 75 return 2 years. Cole's one of those 61. He's a sophomore. So for us to change the offense last year would have been a mistake. Those guys had been in that spread concept for about 4 years. But changing it this year, even though we're having some growing pains with it, we're doing it now. It's kind of on-the-job training, and I could see Cole getting better every week.
Well, I think, first of all, our coaches do a great job. I go all the way down the list. Our defensive coordinators, Coach Rule, Coach Baglio, Coach Dan Devon in the secondary, with the help of some other guys that we have that are very good coaches. I think those guys have their players prepared, and their players want to please them coaches. They know that they're working hard, and they're so coachable, and couldn't be more proud of the effort that we're getting, and now we just got to find a way to win games.
We played 3 juniors, a freshman, and 7 sophomores. And those kids are competing as hard as they can. One of the things I think people don't understand about this team is because of COVID last year and the change the year before, they lost their freshman and JV schedules. So these guys are playing football on Friday night, and it's really their first experience at playing football, going back to their middle school days. So I think we're progressing well. There are some things that we need to change as we go through this, evaluate our kids, evaluate talent levels. But that's what this year is going to be about for us.
Well, the first thing is they have an electric player in Kobe Young. He's already returned a couple punts, returned a punt last week for a touchdown, kick returner, punt returner, wide receiver, very elective. We're very familiar with him, that's for sure. And he's, but he's a sophomore, and he's phenomenal. He has a chance to be the best athlete on the field come Friday night. And then offensively, they're going to be very similar to Navy-type offense, so it's very tough to prepare for in a week. We played a very physical game against Brother Martin, and now we need to prepare for this option style of attack with a quarterback that can throw it a little bit, with receivers that can go.
What you see on Jesuit in 2021 is probably what you saw from Jesuit in 1951. They have really tough kids. They play very, very smart, sound football. They know their identity. And Ryan has done a great job embracing that identity. Typical up front offensively, big kids that every step's the right step, every hand placement is the right hand placement. Big physical quarterback, obviously, who can run the ball. Dynamic running backs who find creases and make plays. Their receivers all have great hands. Defensively, they're not very complicated, but what they are is extremely sound.
First of all, it's a blessing to be a part of it. I was able to scout this back 14, 15 years ago. I haven't seen it really since. And, you know, and each year I heard it's going to evolve. And, you know, it's so much tradition. There's so much history. There's so many proud alums. There's proud people involved in this game. And super excited and blessed to be a part of it. And I can't wait to Friday night to really see it and feel it and watch Jesuit football compete in it.
You know, my love for Holy Cross it's stronger now than really it was when I was a student here. I've really embraced and appreciate what the brothers taught me in the late 70s and what my parents gave to me by sending me to Holy Cross. My dad is a 1956 graduate of Holy Cross. My entire family went to Holy Cross. They've all been part of the Jesuit Holy Cross rivalry. But for me to represent it as the head football coach, it is such an overwhelming joy and pride that I have to do it. You know, and I would just like to become part of a rivalry. You know, right now, Jesuit has had their way with us for a little while. And, you know, it's time for us to renew the rivalry. And, you know, in my coaching manual, the first words in my coaching manual are beat the rival for survival. And the only way it becomes a rivalry you know, each team has to win a little bit and each team has to not win a little bit. Well, we got to start holding up our end of the bargain.
The teams take the field. Here come the Jesuit Blue Jays. And they'll be followed by the Holy Cross Tigers. These teams getting ready to play a rivalry that began not only when the players wore leather helmets, it began when the players didn't wear helmets. We'll be back with the opening kickoff right after this.
When it comes to American luxury, that means Lincoln's Black Label.
There must be a reason.
Buying a luxury car shouldn't be tricky. That's why at LamarckLincoln.com you can buy online and simply pick up here.
Or we'll deliver it to your home or business.
There must be a reason.
We make understanding your new technology quick and simple.
So whatever you're looking for,
You'll find at Lamarck Lincoln, there must be a reason.
Your home for the best in coverage of pro, college, and prep sports in the New Orleans area is CrescentCitySports.com. Whether it's news, opinions, live video webcasts of high school sports, or Louisiana's best prep football scoreboard, you can get it all at Crescent City Sports. The name may be new, but it's the same great coverage you've gotten for years from our team of New Orleans natives. Click it now and like us on social media at CrescentCitySports.com.
And that was our national anthem, being performed here at Tad Gormley City Park Stadium. We are just about set to go. There's Ryan Manali, his first year at Jesuit. Did a great job at De La Salle for 9 years, making the state title game twice, the semis once. Always had that program deep into the playoffs. He knows how to build a program.
Knows how to build a program. Also, from the standpoint, he is very smart on knowing how to motivate kids and get them to play.
Nick Salter-Formaggio, as you heard him just a few minutes ago, a Holy Cross alum, loves the Tigers, second year at Holy Cross, knows he's got a big rebuilding program to do because of the young kids at this school, but he's willing to be patient and get it done the right way.
Well, here's the bottom line, like Nick said in his pregame interview, all right? He loves Holy Cross with every fiber of his body, and the thing it does is it brings a lot to what he does on the coaching field, and he gets those kids to believe in their abilities.
Well, the series history goes all the way back to 1922. Jesuit leads it, as you can see, 59-40-1, no contest. Jesuit on a 3-game winning streak. They played twice in 1951, twice in 1963. That was the year Holy Cross won the state championship, and they could not have done that had they not beaten the Blue Jays twice that year.
Well, they do everything they can to make sure that this rivalry can take place. I know during Katrina, they made sure with all the devastation that went on, they put two teams on the field to compete in this rivalry game, and it will stay every year competing as long as these two schools are in the city of New Orleans, which it will be until the end. That's what I can say about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, student bodies are pumped, and we are set to go, and this game is underway. Armin Saraji It's got it. There's a big hole. And the Jays are going to have good field position to start things off right there. And a good return as Duplessis made the stop. Jack Lariviere, the quarterback, comes in with good numbers. And he's poised. He can do so much with his arm, but he can do even more with his feet, as he did last week, almost getting the Jays a big win over Brother Martin. First down for the Blue Jays. A lot of confidence in Lariviere at quarterback, and he will throw on first down to Matthew Reeder for the completion. Here are your starting lineups for the Jesuit Blue Jays, brought to you by Lamarck Automotive Complex.
Well, the biggest thing you're going to see right there is you're going to see some really good receivers. Number 6, Jake Larson, great routes, knows how to get open. He's going to be a huge target tonight for Lariviere.
And they'll keep it on the ground or move it. And the Holy Cross defense is brought to you also by the Lamarck Automotive Complex.
The guy that's going to be big for the Holy Cross defense tonight, guys, is number 99 defensive end Ian Tate. He's a returning starter who plays fast with a fast motor. Jesuit, we're going to have a plan to block him on the edge tonight.
Well, the Blue Jays were pounding it forward, just trying to move the chains, and they do.
A lot of tempo right there. They're coming out in a little NASCAR tempo, trying to get to the line real quick, trying to get the play in from the boundary, and trying to get real quick into their tempo for the game.
Well, they move the chains on this first offensive possession and toss out again to Matthew Reeder. And he's been targeted twice on this first offensive possession with the football.
A lot of room out there given by Brody Forstall, number 10, the corner for Holy Cross at the top of your screen there. Nice stop route out there by Reeder. Good hands. Gets the nice completion and gets out of bounds.
Reeder, one of the wideouts for the Blue Jays with good size. He's 6'4", makes him an easy target for Lariviere. On second down and short, Lariviere with lots of time has a man open, and he's got the completion at the 30-yard line, falling forward to the 29-yard line. That's Jason Thompson.
Jason Thompson runs a great stop route, curl route at about 14 back to 12, but it all started with the protection up front for Lariviere. The offensive line doing a nice job on that 4-man front right now from Holy Cross. Nobody getting near him. He had all day to throw the ball back there.
What about this decision by the Blue Jays to come out with a little tempo offensively? And this is Jasper Parker trying to find something on the ground and gets a 1-yard loss.
David Griffin comes in from his defensive nose position. Big David Griffin, 6'2", 315-pound, a junior, does a nice job getting upfield, getting some room there to make a nice play on Duplessis.
Second down, 11 for the Blue Jays. Again, Lariviere with time. Now it's breaking down, and he is tackled back and pushed out of bounds for a loss.
That's a coverage sack. Everybody covered in a white jersey right there. Great job by that Holy Cross secondary, covering everything up in white. No place to go with the ball. Lariviere needed to throw that ball away. He didn't want to take a sack right there. Great protection, nice job. Keeps the pocket moving, keeps his eyes downfield, and all of a sudden, right there, bang, in comes 91 with
Jordan
a nice
Johnson.
shot right there.
Yeah, lost 6 on that play. Third down, and a long one. Lariviere on the move will toss it, and it is caught. Is it inbounds? Yes, it is, and a good catch by Matthew Reeder again. He's been the big hands on this drive.
They come back to the same out route, stop route, right at the sticks, and Lariviere moves the pocket, gets out of the pocket, throws a nice ball, and only one place where Reeder can catch it was right down below his knees. Reeder makes a great catch for the first down.
Needed 16, got 17, first down. Blue Jays, good play action, and then the toss out to Larson. He's caught in the backfield and dropped by Kakamo. Matthew Kakamo for a 3-yard loss.
RPO right there off the inside zone. They fake the inside zone and they throw the wide receiver bubble screen. They're counting the numbers out there on the edge. So they throw it out here real quick to Larson. No place to go. Kakamo comes up and does a nice job getting off the block and making a tackle.
Rivia again, deep drop, and he's not being pressured. Has a man in the end zone open. Touchdown, Jace Larson.
Jace Larson runs post route, beats the safety over the top. Safety's in a trail position. Ball's put onto the numbers by Lariviere. Lariviere makes a great throw, started with great protection. Touchdown, Blue Jays for the first score of the night.
His second touchdown of the year. That a 21-yard touchdown by the Blue Jays to, again, take this first offensive possession and take it down and get points on the board. Point after coming. It is up by Aiden Corbello, and good 7-0 Jesuit Blue Jays have the lead and look good running tempo on the first offensive possession. The coach wanted to be efficient offensively. The Blue Jays were on this first pop. The Blue Jays looked very efficient offensively on their first grab of the football tonight. Let's see if the Holy Cross Tigers can answer. Aiden Corbello gets set to kick it off. Back deep is Kobe Young and Eli Lafrance for the Tigers. And this one will go out of bounds.
All right, well, they definitely don't want to kick it to number 2. That's the guy we talked about in the pregame. So they decide to kick it to Tolbert, number 3 right there, but he kicks it out of bounds. He just kind of over-rotates, and he shanks it out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball replaced 35-yard line. First down.
So you have a choice either to kick it over again with a 5-yard penalty, or you can take the ball at the 35-yard line. Holy Cross elects to take it at the 35-yard line.
Good field position for the Tigers, and quarterback Cole Canatella, a sophomore quarterback. Sat and watched John Dade Wooten quarterback all last year. Got a few reps in some games, has some pretty good numbers, but he has been cool under pressure. And one thing he showed in the Chalmette win 2 weeks ago for the Holy Cross Tigers, he can air out the football and drop it on a dime. So on first down, Canatella will hand off. Remember, they're running a triple option type offense, and it works like that. It's called the double slot option, and the Tigers get something good out of it right there on the first carry with Cooper Cuvion picking up big yards.
Holy Cross Kenny has got to develop the fullback on triple option offense. They only ran it 3 times in the second half last week against Shaw. That really upset Nick Salter-Formaggio. So right there off the bat, they come out to establish Cuvion and the fullback give off of the midline option. And we'll talk about the difference between midline option and inside veer as the game goes on.
This time he'll throw, and does. It is caught by the Tigers. And it's caught by the tight end, Hayden Barnes, his first catch of the year. And the Holy Cross offense, their lineup brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex.
The guy you're going to watch tonight is the fullback. The triple option starts with establishing the fullback give. Look for Holy Cross to try to establish Cuvion early, and they did it on first down for a nice gain already tonight.
You'll hear us say a lot of freshmen and sophomores on this Holy Cross team, both offensively and defensively. You heard Nick Salter-Formaggio talk about it on the pregame show. And that time, Canatella pulled it back. He just keeps. Looks like he might have had trouble getting a good firm grip on that football, but he made something out of it.
Well, there's a Jesuit start right. There's a Jesuit starting defense right there, and you're going to have to keep an eye on that defensive line tonight. Keep an eye on the Jesuit defensive front four. If this group is playing well, it's going to be hard for Holy Cross offense to get anything going all night long.
Defense
line has to play well in order to stop the first threat of the Holy Cross triple option.
Defense brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex, and the Tigers tried the middle, just trying to move the chains, and they might have got it with Cooper Crouvion on the carry. Let's see where the spot's going to be. And yeah, first down.
Well, Crouvion
trying to move the chains on the far side now.
Crouvion is the guy that it starts with up front, either on the inside veer with the inside veer path, which is right off the outside hip of the guard, or right up the center's tail, which is what they call midline option.
A quick drop. He's got a man open with the bobble and pull in Kobe Young. Good concentration to pull it in and make something out of what could have been a drop, and a tough play. 12 yards on the pickup. Move the chains.
Kobe Young comes in with 3 receptions, 76 yards, and 2 TDs on the season. He's the guy that said, we said in the pregame talk, that he can take the top off of the defense. Right there, he establishes a quick out and does a nice job catching the ball, bobbling it, and regaining control, getting out of bounds. Look, he's a player. He's got great speed and great hands. He's got a future down the road.
Jesuit took the opening kickoff, drove down and scored. Holy Cross trying to answer in this big rivalry. Canatella on the keep. Look at the Blue Jays trying to strip the football out of Canatella's hands, but he falls forward for 2 yards.
You know, Canatella makes a lot of things happen in your triple option offense too. He's got to read either first man or second man pass the ball, pull the ball out if he's taken, and now he's got to read the next guy in the option read and either keep it or pitch the ball. Right there, he followed with what was called inside veer follow by the quarterback. You know, he's a solid operator, Kenny. He can make a lot of things happen. He's not going to make a lot of bad decisions.
And this is Eli Lafrance. And Lafrance, with a few on the left side to the 25-yard line, gains 3.
Look at a nice job on the power right there. Lafrance comes around in his 3-step motion, follows the fullback on the kick out, the backside guard wrapping up on the linebacker right there, running power to Jesuits' right side of their defense.
But now you're facing 3rd down. A little bit more than 5. Tigers need the big play. Keep this drive alive. And we've got a whistle and the hydration break coming up at the 6-minute mark. We'll take the hydration break with them and be back right after this. Tigers driving, Blue Jays leading. Back right after this.
Rich in history.
Rooted in faith.
Serving our community.
Creating winners.
Supporting each other.
Fostering friendships.
3, 2, 1.
Encouraging togetherness.
Providing opportunities.
Making scholars.
Teaching with excitement.
Faith, friendship, future. Find it all and find yourself at Cabrini.
Our management team works hard to showcase A-rated, top-quality units.
Which means you'll be getting the best quality and value at Lamarck Pre-Owned.
There you go, Timmy. There must be a reason.
Because we're local and not corporate, we can give you more for your trade.
Because we try hard to have the best inventory, and that's the name of the game.
Whatever make and model you're looking for,
we'll do our part to keep you moving forward. Only at the Lamarck Automotive Complex Pre-Owned Superstore. There must be a reason.
Both head coaches, Wade Kaiser, wanted to have very efficient offensive possessions. The Blue Jays did, using tempo. Now the Tigers executing, but they've got to get the big one here. 3rd and a little bit more than 5. But this could be 4-down territory if they don't get it. Canatella will tuck it in. He'll be short of the first down, and a decision has to be made.
Well, right here, I like the call. They were giving the quarterback the option to throw the ball on the sprint out or keep the ball. He saw nothing open. Jesuit playing a 3-high defense, 1 safety deep in cover 3. Nothing open. Great coverage by the Jays right there. Canatella doesn't want to waste the down. So what does he do? He tucks it up and tries to get as much as he can with the idea that they're going to go for it on 4th down. And here they go.
4th down. 4. Canatella looks over to Saltaformaggio on the sideline. He's got the call. He'll quick throw to the left side, incomplete. Led Kobe Young just a little too much, and the Tigers turn it over on down.
Kobe Young was open. Bad throw by the quarterback, Canatella. All right, a little bit too wide. It kind of came out of his hands a little funky right there and kind of sailed away from Young, who was running a stick route right at the boundary. And if the ball had been on the money, it had been first down, Holy Cross. Jesuit holds. Big first hold for the Jesuit defense in this game, and let's see if they can capitalize on it now. They wanted to have efficiency with their offense tonight. They definitely had it on the first drive. Let's see if they change up their tempo on the second drive.
The Jays take over at their own 23-yard line. They went tempo on the first series. Let's see what they do here. Pass almost swatted away, tossed out there to Jack Lowe, and Lowe has a nice gain. Brings up second down after 6, second down and 4.
Yeah, Jack Lowe is one of those multiple Jesuit wide receivers you'll see tonight that they'll spread the ball around to. Again, there.
Going to move that way again to Jack Lowe. He'll bounce off a tackler and moves forward and gets enough to move the chains, but a flag is thrown.
Well, what they're doing is they're counting numbers out on the boundary off the RPO. If they've got the numbers out there, they like the ball in one of their receivers' hands with a blocker in front. They feel like they can evade one of the tacklers and pick up nice yardage, and that's what they're doing on the past 2 downs. LaRiviere, I think, will have the option to check to that if he wants to.
White hat, the referee, a good look at Eddie Alabor working this game tonight.
Block in the back. Offense number 70. Replay, second down.
They got Roland Wagas back for a block in the back. Ouch. So they're going to move the ball back, and here we go again. But look, right there, you can see nice block out there by Reader number 12, and then a nice job right there of getting the ball and getting vertical. And you saw 70 come into your picture coming out from his tackle position on the quick screen right there.
Most of the Blue Jay wide receivers have height. They have pretty good length with the reach. And they move well. They've got some speed. So if you can get them out there one-on-one, you've got the opportunity for a pretty big play.
Right. Yeah, there was a good shot of Roland Wagas back right there. They got him on camera.
Yeah, well.
You know, some of, about 30 seconds of fame right there with a block in the back. But you know what? Hey, he's hustling out there. He's doing a great job. All 6'3", 255 pounds, a junior. He does a nice job, especially in the run game. And he's done a nice job tonight so far in their pass protection.
Coach Ryan
Manali
Coach Ryan Manali wants to use as many as 9 offensive linemen shuffling in and out tonight. We'll see if he does.
Well, he was giving me all the names the other night, and I just stopped writing them down.
I counted 10 or 11 at one point. I think he's going to stick with 9. Oh, there's LaRiviere on the keeper, breaking tackles, and almost gets away from a shoestring tackle by Jordan Johnson, which really saved maybe a touchdown. Nice move by LaRiviere on a 19-yard gain.
Well, it's a really nice job by his offensive line. Quarterback counter. They pulled the guard, led the fullback. Here it is coming into your screen right here. Good fake. You can see the pullers coming across your face. Nice hole. You could drive a truck through that hole.
And they keep it on the ground, and this time it's Geron Duplessis. Nice gain left side. That time 14. And if the Blue Jays continue to pick up this kind of yardage in big chunks like this, it's going to be a long night for the Tigers. They've got to find a way to make those first contacts as stop contacts. Duplessis again, this time nowhere.
Again, big number 92 right there, David Griffin, 6'2", 315. Nobody touches him right there. He comes off the block, sheds the block, has his hands in the right position with good hand placement, presses the offensive lineman Kelly Garrett, the center, and just shreds him and makes a nice tackle in the backfield. Big number 92. I like him, David Griffin. Boy, I tell you what, he looks all the part of those big nose guards.
Second down, short. And this is a quarterback keeper all the way. He pulled that one in, and so LaRiviere moving the chains for a first down and getting a big gain off this one.
Here's the thing. Same play that he had the big gainer on just a few minutes ago. Great log block right there. Oh, I love that block right there. I think that was Jack Goskey, the right guard, coming around, making a log block on that defensive end, and he bounces outside. If it's not in, it's out. Quarterback power.
Sawyer Vaughn finally made the stop, and they're going to stay with Duplessis because he's hot. and he'll just push forward, and that'll be enough to move the chains for a Jesuit first down, brought down by Lance Williams.
Ryan Manali said it was going to be running back by committee tonight. So far, Duplessis has won that spot. He's doing a nice job back there getting this offense going for Jesuit.
He's the starter and wants to keep it, and he'll get one more call and just bounces through the line. Gets enough to make it a good first down pickup of 6, second and short.
There's halfback power again. Great kick out on the defensive end and a wrap by the guard up on the linebacker. They're having their way right now with the Holy Cross defensive line up front. Same play.
Same play. This time bouncing off the first gap and moving down inside the 20-yard line. That's going to be very close to a first down. Just a little bit short.
These are all gap plays. Down, 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 kick out by the fullback, kick out by a guard, and a wrapper. A wrapper either by a guard or a wrapper by a fullback coming up on a second-level linebacker. That's what they call in this game a gap play.
10th play of the drive coming up right here as the Blue Jays doing a good job of ball control, and that's just one where your quarterback keeps it and moves the chains.
Look, Olivier's a load now. All right? He's a big kid, 6'3", 201 pounds. He's a great athlete, and when he comes up there to take the ball underneath center, you can bet it's a quarterback sneak. Watch what happens right here. He just gets a little edge, a little crease right there, and he takes all of that 201 pounds and picks up the first down.
Then he tosses left to Jace Larson. Larson has it, but then he brought down for a loss on the play.
Great job by Holy Cross linebacker right there, number 33, Nick DiGirolamo. Oh, that's a mouthful. DiGirolamo. I hope I said that right. He's only a freshman, 5'6", 155 pounds, getting out there to make a nice play. There he is.
Second down, and this one a give to Patrick Berrigan. And again, running back committee, you're going to hear a lot of names. You heard Duplessis, you've heard Berrigan, Parker. You're going to hear later on Garcia and many more.
5'8", 165 pounds, bowed-up guy. I played with a bunch of Berrigans when I was at high school at Jesuit back in the 70s. I'm just wondering which Berrigan son this is.
Was that the 1870s? Or had to ask.
There you go.
Leather helmets. No helmets. Olivier will keep, and he makes something out of nothing, and that something is a touchdown as he finds his way into the end zone, 11 yards for the score, and Jesuit has opened up a 2-touchdown lead over the Tigers.
He makes a great decision. He had the option to throw the ball out there on the wide receiver screen. They had 2 blockers and a wide receiver. Sees that the numbers aren't there. He takes the ball and tucks it up the field, picks up nice yardage, and then barrels his athletic ability into the end zone for the second score of the night for the Blue Jays.
And Corbello booms the extra point, 14-0. The Jesuit Blue Jays, with 34 seconds left in the first quarter, have put the Tigers sort of on their heels.
Okay, here we go. He looks out there, doesn't like the numbers. So what does he do? A good quarterback tucks the ball, doesn't make a bad throw, gets vertical north and south, just doesn't throw the ball away, and look what happens. Here's your result. He gets his shoulder pads down right here and barrels himself into the end zone. Athletic play by an outstanding athlete. Good quarterback play.
And a good look at the Blue Jays on the sideline.
It's a good look at that offensive line. Right in the middle there is Roland Wagasback. Junior, 6'3", 255-pounder. We saw him earlier tonight with the block in the back, Roland.
All right, so if you're the Tigers now, if you're Nick Saltafimaggio, what do?
You come back, you establish the fullback, and run your offense. It's that simple. You don't get away from what you do. You don't get away from your identity. You got to establish the fullback.
Blue Jays kick it. It'll be short.
Again, they're kicking it away.
Yeah, they're not going to kick it back to the speedy guys, Kobe Young or Eli Lafrance. Both of them can light it up.
Right, so again, they kick it away from Kobe Young with a sky kick over there to the right. It's a nice placement by the kick. Corbello plops it up in the air. Jesuits getting down there to try to recover it as fast as they can, but it's recovered by Holy Cross right there on their boundary. They're going to start with great field position.
Great field position. Tigers took it down last time, and as you said, they were looking at a 4th down play, and they had a wide open receiver, and Canatella just missed him, and the Tigers had turned it over on downs. Now they start at the 36-yard line. Let's see if they find or throw a new wrinkle into this offense. Canatella on the keeper, turns it up. Blue Jays are waiting for him. He gains a few. Stop made by Johnson and Logidis.
All right, here's your first adjustment by Jesuit. They go to a 2-deep secondary. You say, well, why is that important? Because now what they're going to do is they're going to use their safeties to fit down to get into run support and fill the alley versus the pitch or the quarterback off of the triple option. So look for changes all night long by the guys in white on defense to give different looks in that secondary to be able to confuse the blocking on the triple option, because there are certain rules, folks, out there, two deep or 1 deep, that affects the rules of the triple option.
Now the first quarter is done, and Jesuit has the lead over the Tigers in this big rivalry, but it's a rivalry, so don't leave your television set. Tigers with the football when we come back.
Louisiana Dental Center, your dental home team.
All right, we're back getting ready with second quarter action. And I think you brought up a good point that Wade and I were discussing during the break, and that is the fact that you're looking at a younger, inexperienced Holy Cross football team. I think the Jesuit Blue Jays are going to try to do things now, especially with a 2-touchdown lead in this one, 14-0, to maybe confuse some of the youth on this Holy Cross team.
Here's the deal. When you run the triple option, depending on what you're getting in coverage is going to affect the way you're going to block the front. They call it, how are you going to block the support? And the support is coming from the secondary. So if you're a too high secondary, all right, it's going to affect the way the slot back and the wide receiver are going to work in tandem. If you're a 1 high secondary, it's going to affect the way the slot back and the wide receiver are going to block in tandem. So Jesuit has come out this series and has given them a little bit of 2 high, so they'll start playing with that look a little bit to see if Cole Canatella, the 2 slot backs and the wide receivers, can adjust how to block their option offense.
And we're watching this, and if you're wondering what's the holdup, being a big alumnus and rivalry game, between quarters, they do a lot of honoring of different people. They're honoring Scholar Athletes Awards for Jesuit. Jackson Gasquet, I said that wrong, Gasquet, 4.67 GPA for Holy Cross. Cole Baiamonte, 4.7 GPA. They are the Scholar Athlete Award honorees. And the Distinguished Military people being honored today were for the Jesuit Lieutenant Colonel Arthur S. Duty, Patron, class of 51, and for Holy Cross Senior Master Sergeant retired Shane Tarver, class of 94.
2 offensive linemen are your scholar athletes here tonight. That's awesome. Cole Baiamonte is the son of Mike Baiamonte, longtime football coach at Holy Cross, Ponchatoula, and a couple of other schools in the New Orleans area. An outstanding offensive line coach.
I noticed you took the opportunity as an old offensive lineman yourself to make that known.
Hey, we were smart guys too now. All right.
Yes, you are. Start of the second quarter. And a 4-yard gain by the Tigers. Cuvier brought down by Braden Helm on the snap.
Look, that's what I like to see. They got to get Cuvier on his touches. They've got to develop the midline path, which is straight up the center's tail, or the inside veer path, right off the guard's tail. They got to get him his touches to establish that running game.
Let's see if they go to him again. They will not. This time Canatella out to the right side. Hits Young. Young with the catch, reaching out for the first down, and he's got it. 7-yard gain.
Here's a name from the pass, a tackle by Nicholas Foley. You remember that name, the Foleys from Tulane? Well, this is Richard Foley, a classmate of mine from 1978 who played at Southeastern University. This is his son coming up to make a fine tackle right there on Kobe Young. There's a good look at Kobe Young. What a great receiver he is.
Long line of Foleys from Jesuit to Tulane and sometimes to the NFL. Got to tell her with the handoff that time, pushing straight ahead. And a 3-yard gain. What the Tigers have to do right here is just make sure they get the ball in the end zone. They can take a lot of time, they can eat a lot of clock, but they need the score.
Well, there's a good look at Nicholas Foley that I just talked about, Richie's son. Boy, he's an outstanding athlete. His dad was a great athlete, one of all the Foley brothers, like you said, the ones that played at Tulane. All right. Just now they ran midline option, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit if we get to take another look at it on this play if they run it. And I'm going to have to explain the difference between the midline option and the inside veer to you so the viewers at home know what they're looking at.
Cuvier again pushing, just nowhere to go as the Blue Jays stack up the middle.
Well, nowhere to go that time. That should have been a disconnect from Cuvier. That was the midline option, running straight up the center's tail. You read the first man pass the ball right there. No push. That should have been a disconnect, meaning taking the ball out of the belly of the fullback that time and followed through the A-gap on the second option by Cuvier. I call that a misread, and he'll get in film tomorrow, and he'll see that misread. I'm sure he'll be corrected by his coaching staff.
Well, 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers, who cannot afford to give this football up. They need to play. Blitz is on. Canatello with the throw incomplete. Had it going for Young, but some pretty good coverage that time by Nick Jacobs.
Well, Nick Jacobs does a great job driving the ball right there. He comes out of his back pedal. Jesuit still playing zone coverage. Sprint out, move the pocket right here. Ball's on the numbers. Watch number 5 drive. Bang, great play. Hands make a nice job raking the arm. He comes up and makes a huge tackle. That's the way it's done textbook-wise by Nick Jacobs, 6'1", 186-pound junior.
So Colin Marquis averaging 35 yards a punt. Is then descended away, and he'll go out toward the right sideline. Gets great roll and backs that ball up inside the 5-yard line down to the 4. Great punt by Colin Marquis, but it's the Blue Jay ball, and they lead by 2 touchdowns.
Our parts department is second to none. We have the inventory, we have the experience, and we deliver the goods.
There must be a reason.
With over 200 years of combined work experience, our parts specialists will help accessorize and customize your new Ford.
That's right, son. There must be a reason. Lamarck Ford in 1980 sold its first part. That's over 41 years ago. Today, we're continuing to grow and set records. Only at Lamarck Ford at the all-new Lamarck Automotive Complex.
Dental Center, your dental home team.
And we are back, and you know, between quarters there was one other set of awards given. That's why we had that long break, and it was the Community Service Award given away at the end of the first quarter. And for Jesuit, Jacob Calderera got it, and for Holy Cross, Bo Verdon was the winner.
I like Jace one-on-one.
Well,
a couple of offensive linemen there. Bo Verdon.
Great punt by the Holy Cross punter, getting the ball down inside the 5. He got a great roll down there. That was Colin Marquis.
Good shot of assistant coach Roland Barbay just a few minutes ago. Boy, he played some tough football in his day.
Right.
Talk about him just a little bit later on. Riviere in trouble in the end zone. Will throw it long, wide open. My goodness, Jace Larson on the move, breaks a tackle. He may make it to the end zone and does. yards. Jace Larson wide open.
Well,
and the Blue Jays strike big.
Ryan Manali likes to take the top off the defense when he gets the opportunity. That's part of his packages. He feels that he's going to have to take a couple of deep shots every game, 2 or 3, to be able to keep that secondary honest and not rotating down into the box to stop the run. Well, right there, he took the top off with Jace Larson wide open for 96 yards and another Jesuit score. That's not a happy guy right there.
No, he's concerned. And yeah. I'm not sure if somebody just slipped or missed an assignment as Aiden Corbello boots the extra point for a 21-0 Jesuit lead.
So let's take another look at this. We'll find out what happened real quick if we can get a look at it from our end zone right here. Great protection. That's where it started. There's nobody on him. I'm thinking the safety right there. All right, forgot to rotate over on the post route. He throws the backdoor post route. Nobody's there. And Chase Larson standing there like the Maytag repairman, catches the ball and sprints off to a 96-yard touchdown.
It was one of the things that Nick Saltaformaggio told us he was worried about. He's got three sophomores and a freshman starting at that back level, that top level back there. And he's concerned because it's some growing pains they have to go through, and sometimes things like that happen and you learn from it.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. They blew a coverage. They were supposed to have a safety probably rotating over the top right there with the backside post from where Chase Larson lined up on the Jesuit offensive right. Safety probably stepped up. Larson ran right past him, and it was Katie Barr the door, like I said. Whoever the person was in the secondary that blew the coverage just couldn't catch up to Larson, and like I said, Larson standing there wide open, and then 96 for another score.
Well, we've seen sky kicks, ball kicks. We've seen all kinds of things. The only thing we haven't seen to keep the ball away from Kobe Young or Eli Lafrance is a kick gone the other way. Well, so let's see what the Blue Jays are going to use this time. They have a 21-0 lead. They might kick it deep and let him go.
No, you go in with a game plan. All right. If the game plan is not to kick it to 2, you don't kick it to 2.
You don't kick it to 2.
All right. And if your kicker kicks it to 2, he better go off the field in the opposite direction than the head football coach. Got it? Got it? Because here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line, right? That's the game plan. That's what we practice all week.
Watch this. Okay.
Almost a great night for LaRiviere.
Almost a great night for LaRiviere. Except right on the right.
Oh, my goodness. He almost took out half of the guys in white right there. But I'm glad he's okay. He got up real quick and finished it off.
The good thing is he got a 9-7 from the Russian judge and a 9-8 from the Prussian judge.
Right, and he got a call safe from the second base umpire.
That's the only thing that has not gone right for LaRiviere in this game. Jack LaRiviere has just had a phenomenal night so far for the Jesuit Blue Jays, and still 9 minutes and 10 seconds to go before halftime. Tigers have to get it started. And it'll be deep this time. Picked up right at the goal line almost, and just nowhere to go. Some good coverage by Jesuit special teams, so they let Corbello send it deep.
Well, so they kicked it to Tolbert. They kept it out of number 2's hand right there, and Tolbert down there had nowhere to go. Great coverage by the guys in whites. That's what you want to see as a coach. Your guys running their lanes, hustling their tails off, getting down there, and getting a bunch of jerseys to the ball, and that's what the Blue Jays did that time. I know that used to always make me happy. Being a special team guy, you know, a guy kicking the ball, staying, keeping to the whatever the plan was, and keeping it at the person you don't want to kick its 2 hands, and then you got great coverage with it right there. That means things are going your way.
One thing you notice in this double slot option veer is the fullback lines up very, very close to the quarterback.
About 4 yards from the ball, his toes should be. This is a lead option.
Cannadella with a good pitch, but nowhere to go. Pursuit is there, and that'll be no gain. Maybe a loss of 1. Eli Lafrance just nowhere to go.
Trying to get out on the edge right there with 2 blockers into an unbalanced look. He had 2 receivers out here with an unbalanced line, and then watch Tyler Otan come up from his linebacker or strong safety position. Plays quarterback to the pitch right there. Great job by Tyler Otan, as well as great job by Nicholas Foley getting out there to be able to make a great play. That was also Will Graham in on that.
A loss of 5.
They had rotated the safety down in the box. That was Tyler Otan, and he was working the alley. He was working from the quarterback who pitched the ball, and then he got off to the pitch and made a nice play.
Well, let's see. We've got hydration break. Nope, it's not hydration break time. This is a timeout call. They called a timeout on this one. So this is time for a little coaching with Nick Saltaformaggio. Timeout Holy Cross.
Well, they can't panic, and we're going to talk about this as we go along here in the first half, and I'm sure at halftime. They can't panic. They got to come back out and reestablish the fullback. You got to reestablish the veer path. That will open up your flanks to be able to pitch the ball outside on the option. So, you know, I know Nick Saltaformaggio wants to stay with that game plan. So I'm sure he'll have a nice little talk with Vance Andre, who does a great job as the offensive coordinator of the Holy Cross Tigers. Right there, he's a little animated. All right, he was barking at his guys to try to get some sort of effect real quick, and I really don't blame him.
He's got to get them fired up.
Right, he's got to get a little emotional.
Yeah, he's got to get a little emotional, get them emotional, because you don't want them at this point. Well, Canatella, look at misses right behind Kobe Young, and Young was open again. So Young gets that. They've got some yardage. They've got Young in space if he catches that ball.
This time, rather than running the out route or the stop route, the hitch route, he runs slant right there. They gave him a lot of room. Just the ball's thrown behind him. You got to get the ball out there in his hands. Look, you know, Nick Saltaformaggio and I were coaching together in Abbeville at the same time. I was at Vermilion Catholic. He was at Abbeville High. We did a lot of coordinating together on doing a lot of things. He coached in Georgia. He coached at East Jefferson, won a state championship there.
When he was at Georgia, he coached Zach Mettenberger there. Battle for a jump ball, almost picked off. Incomplete. Nick Foley almost had it.
That's what you don't do. This isn't Sunday afternoon in the Saints game, throwing it up in the back of the end zone, right? This is almost a pick. Should have been a pick by the guys in white right there. That was a bad mistake by Cole Canatella, just heaving it up in the air downfield. He needed to know where another receiver was so he could dump that ball off to him down there. Very, very bad protection that time. Great rush by the Jesuit defense. A little twist up front with the defensive line to add some pressure to Cole Canatella.
This is the first 3 and out of the ball game. High snap, and he's got to rush it quick. Mark, he does get it away. It'll be picked up. And we've got a flag down, so hold on. We might have roughing the kicker.
It's either going to be roughing or running into, which is going to depend on whether they call it a personal foul or not.
Eddie Alamore.
So it'll be 5 yards. He'll have to punt the ball again. You know, in this game, well, any game, you can't hit an undefended player, and that punter, as he's coming down with that leg, he's in an undefended position, and if you roll into him or get blocked into him, maybe you know, that won't get called. But if you accidentally roll into him or bump into him, you're either going to get the running in to the kicker penalty, which is 5 yards. But if you do it with intention, then it's going to be 15, personal foul.
Running to the kicker. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Replay, 4th down.
Eddie Alamore explains it.
Take a look at it right here. He's going after the ball, and as he's coming down, he's unintentional. He ends up rolling up on the plant leg right there, and they'll call that running into. That's a good call by Eddie Alamore. That was not intentional, so it should be a 5-yard punt. Gives a little room right now for the protection of the Holy Cross punting team. See if Jesuit brings pressure again.
Usually a 15-yarder. If you hit the plant leg, if you hit the kicking leg, it's usually running into the kicker. And here comes your return. Chase Larson on the return, but we've got a flag again. Another flag on the turf.
Now this might be the 15-yard personal foul. I didn't see what happened, but I think somebody got clocked, and it looks like the punter that got blocked.
That's
and it looks like
Markey.
he got clocked right there. Yeah. And this is going to probably be an intentional 15-yard penalty somehow.
Well, guilty party might be, well, I'm not sure. We have to wait and see.
Well, he's been roughed up on 2 plays right here.
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact, number 95.
That's Andrew.
15-yard penalty, place 1st down.
That's Andrew Besh.
All right, Eddie Alamore says it all right there. Somebody used their helmet to block and take out the punter. Let's see if we can see it on film. And there it is right there. Number 95, Andrew Besh, lowers the crown of his helmet right there, right up under the chin of the punter, and that's going to get called every time. Boy, that punter's had a rough night, huh?
Well, it's had a rough night, and
Yeah.
you know that.
He's got hit twice.
The thing that's hard to understand about that is you put that type of pressure, you always want to block the punt, but you're going to come in and use your helmet when you got a 21-0 lead. That's hard to understand.
Well, you're dealing.
Kids get caught up in the rivalry. I understand.
Right. Well, it isn't so much the rivalry. What you're dealing with is athletes who are playing at a high level and a high speed. They see an off-color jersey, they're going to take somebody out. You know, at one time that was not a penalty. Today, that's going to get called every time if your helmet touches the opposing player that is undefended running down the field. That's just the way the game has developed within the past 8 to 10 years, and it's just the way it's going to keep going. You don't think about rivalry. You don't think about the clock. You don't think about the score. What you think about is making a block so my guy can run.
Timeout, Holy Cross. And not quite sure what Nick Salterformaggio is thinking of talking on the other side.
Well, I think they had a personnel problem. That's the reason why they called the timeout. All right. They didn't get the right personnel on the field.
Crescent City Sports thanks Reginelli's Pizzeria for their support of tonight's broadcast. Reginelli's is open late and is a great spot for your after-game meal. Now serving authentic Detroit-style pizza. Follow Reginelli's on social media and visit one of their 9 locations in Southeast Louisiana.
I think that was Jesuit that called the timeout, if I'm not mistaken. So they're done with their 3.
No, Holy Cross called that timeout.
Okay, I'm sorry. Holy Cross called the timeout. I'm looking at the clock right here, and either my vision's bad, which it is because I'm old. All right. They still have 3 up on the clock for the, or it's the opposite way around.
I only have Holy Cross calling 2 timeouts so far in this game, not a third one unless we missed one for some reason. But Jesuit football. Yeah,
right.
scoreboard says Jesuit has 3 remaining, and that's Harry Reinhardt with his first carry of this evening, a 5'8" junior.
Running back by committee. Reinhardt's going to get his carries tonight.
Yeah, you'll see a few more of those for 49. See what he can do with the ball, and he gets the carry again, his 6th and 7th carries of the year.
Tell you what I like right there out of Reinhardt. See how he carried the ball high and tight right up against his rib pads at the 5 points of pressure. So that way, look how he carries that high and tight right there on that power play.
Hard
He's a
to
powerful
strip that
running back.
out.
Yeah, hard to strip that out. That ball's not coming out. And he's not. Look at that. He's getting up with that thing high and tight right there. Good job by that running back coach making sure that he carries that thing up tight.
3 runs, got a first down, and Jay's about 4 yards away from moving the chains again. Reinhardt again. This time he'll try the left side, slants off and moves the chains, but a flag is down.
The Jesuit offensive line kind of giving a hard time to that Holy Cross defensive line. They're kind of imposing their will on them now up front.
Offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Got Roland Wagons back again. Yes. This is the second one tonight. He's going to get eaten up in films tomorrow. 6'3", 255-pound junior. See if we can see it on the left side of your screen. Where's his hand? Oh, there it is. Every time it goes outside the jersey and gets, there it is. It's stretching that jersey. Gets a handful right there. They're going to call that every time. So he's 2 up on the board. I can hear the offensive line coach tomorrow doing a lot of correcting when he gets in the video.
And I think you're stating it nicely. Second down, 10. Blue Jay football. They're moving that clock toward the second quarter hydration break. This is a quarterback keeper. And that's Lariviere down to the 20-yard line, edge of the red zone.
Well, they're wearing that out tonight. Lariviere running that quarterback power, getting the kick out and the wraparound by the guard off of the fake to the halfback. You know, that's the play that they scored on back in the first quarter. Great job right there by the offensive line.
Now this is the hydration break in the second quarter. Blue Jays driving, leading 21-0. Back with more in just a moment. Jesuit leading, Jesuit driving. If you're Nick Salter from Agio, Wade Kaiser, you've got 88 players, 61 are freshmen and sophomores. Right now, you're trying to rally them. You're trying to keep their spirits up. You know what's going on. What do you tell this team?
You go back to fundamentals. You make sure that you're doing everything right. You got to make sure that you're aligned right, which is one of the keys to the game tonight that he wanted to be able to use, was making sure that they were aligned and assigned right. You go back to fundamentals and make sure that your kids are aligned inside right, and then you get up their tail and get them to play hard.
Well, Jesuit was 5 for 5 on third down conversions as Reinhardt carried, but let's see what this penalty does.
I hope I said that the right way. Did I say that nicely?
Yes.
All right. I could have been a little bit more explicit. But you got to motivate them. Sometimes you got to put a foot up your tail with young kids, and sometimes you just got to put that foot up their tail.
You know,
Illegal formation, offense, 5 players in the backfield. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
4th down territory for Jesuit right here. I'm sure that they're going to probably go for it. They're not going to send their kicking team on. This might be the stop Holy Cross needs right here to get a little motivation in their britches, right? Okay, get a stop right here. Let's get a little motivation and show that we can stop the guys in white tonight.
4th and 4.
What a night.
Jack LaRiviere, look at this.
Yeah, what a night, huh, so far. It's just been the first half.
So here he goes. Long count, not liking it.
Trying to draw him off sides with a fake count. They'll go back to the sideline and they'll call a timeout. And now he'll have a decision whether he's going to kick it or he's going to go for it.
What would you do here? And the reason I'm asking is your kicker. I'll do exactly what Ryan Manali's going to probably do here. I think he's going to go ahead and go for it. I'm not sure if the distance for Corbello is within his range right here, so he might just be on the inside or the outside of it, so he needs to go for it. Well, the thing I'm thinking about is your kicker missed a field goal last week in overtime that could have won again. For his psyche, do you go for it, let him drill one right here, and boom, get it back?
Well,
that's what he's going to do.
That's what he's going to do. Good call there, Coach.
So you bring out Aiden Corbello. But he missed a 29-yarder last week, so this right here is going to be a 38-yarder. And he drills this one. It just reinforces that kicker confidence. And he drills it nicely, and it is up and good. He got it.
Look at you, man. Great call right there. There you go. Here you go. I'd have gone for the first down.
That does it. Jesuit 24-0 on that 38-yard field goal by Aiden Corbello. We'll be back right after this.
If you've been involved in an accident, at Lamar Collision, we make the repair process quick and professional. Our in-house estimators handle everything with the insurance company.
There must be a reason.
Because it's our job to make the process easy.
With state-of-the-art equipment and technicians, having a full aluminum body shop puts us way over the top.
Now that's the reason.
And we'll do our part to keep you moving forward, right, son?
There must be a reason.
Lamar Collision, only at the Lamarck Automotive Complex.
Your home for the best in coverage of pro, college, and prep sports in the New Orleans area is CrescentCitySports.com. Whether it's news, opinions, live video webcasts of high school sports, or Louisiana's best prep football scoreboard, you can get it all at Crescent City Sports. The name may be new, but it's the same great coverage you've gotten for years from our team of New Orleans natives. Click it now and like us on social media at CrescentCitySports.com.
Blue Jays wrap up a 7-play, 42-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and it was a 38-yard field goal by Aiden Corbello to give the Jays a 24-0 lead. And Ryan Manali's feeling pretty good about his first rivalry game as a head coach in this rivalry. He's had other rivalry games, but this rivalry.
Right. Well, I mean, he should. He's got a 24-0 lead right here, and things have gone his way. His offensive possessions have all been very efficient. He's got a defense that's playing well right now. So yeah, he should feel good, but this thing's long from over. I mean, Holy Cross, if they can come out and reestablish their offense, get things going. I keep saying you got to establish the fullback. They can get back on the board. They can get back into this.
Well, let's see what Carbello does. He kicked it deep last time for the first time. And he'll send this one really deep and touchback out of the end zone.
Well, I mean, okay, so if you can kick it in the end zone, let's kick it in the end zone every time.
Well, why not? You could have been doing that when you were pooch kicking and flop kicking.
I get it. I understand. But, I mean, what a great kick by Corbello right there. And also that field goal was a great confidence booster coming off that miss that he had last week against Shaw. And that's what a kicker needs. And, Kurt Whirling, who is the kicking coach and was for me, too, does a great job handling his punters and kickers. And what a wealth of knowledge does he bring to the kicking and punting core of Jesuit High School.
Last series, we would bad pitch on the ground, picked up and saved. Was that Hayden Barnes who pulled it in? No, that was Canatella.
Canatella fell on his...
fell on the bad pitch.
Yeah, fell on the bad
Saved
pitch
it.
right
Dennis
there.
Doherty, who we talked about in the opening of this show, there to bust up the play.
Well, Dennis Doherty has been doing a nice job all night, very quietly. Watch the pitch right here. Good read, good pitch. I think the pitch hit the running back on the left shoulder. That was Nick... I'm sorry, that was from Holy Cross. That was Christian Nunnery. Hit him on his left shoulder, and it was kind of a too hard of a pitch. He needed a little bit more touch on that.
Pitch back to Eli Lafrance. Ball taken away, but they blew it dead. So Nick Jacobs can bring that back.
What you're seeing out of the guys in white right now, you're seeing great pursuit. Those guys are just flat out running to the football, running downhill, getting great support from their secondary. All right, might be time to come off with some little play action to the wide receiver Young to try to take the top off that secondary to try to slow those safeties from flying down into the box so fast on the option.
Well, third down and real long. 3rd and 14 right now for the Tigers. So they're going to need some kind of explosive play. Canatella in trouble, being chased, and he throws it down low into the turf. And guess who was chasing him? Dennis Doherty, putting on the rush.
Well, it was a great job by the underneath coverage right there. You saw the outside linebacker, Canizero, from Jesuit, inching his way out to get underneath the slant route or get underneath the out route by Kobe Young. By alignment, he was going to take away the underneath pass. That was a nice adjustment by the defensive coordinator, the co-coordinating team of Troy Baglio and Darryl Rule from Jesuit, who did a nice job getting the linebacker underneath the out route right there, knowing that's who they probably have to go to, Young on the out to get the stick route. Great coaching, great adjustment.
Back-to-back 3 and outs for the Holy Cross Tigers, and Chase Larson pulls it in. So with 3:42 to play in the first half, Jesuit football, and coming up at halftime. Well, 100 years of Jesuit Holy Cross, and you're going to hear from a guy who I believe was at the first game, and he's still around, and that's Ron Bracata, our own local high school historian. Statewide scoreboard. Great games going on around the state, and great ones scheduled tomorrow night. And some highlights and stats on this one. Good halftime show, all set for you.
Jesuit takes over in great field position again.
So LaRiviere tossing it out, and that's Jace Larson.
Out to the wide receiver screen off the RPO again. They've worn that out tonight in the first half. They've got the numbers out there, a blocker, a ball carrier. Off the fake, they sling it out there real fast and let Larson try to make something happen in the open field.
One thing when and I say you and I talk on our conference call with the coaches, and we were talking with Nick Sulka from Agio as he throws it out to Jason Thompson with the catch, is when you look at overall rosters and sizes of kids in the school, one of the things that he's trying to do is just get numbers up in the school, get numbers up on his roster, and he looks back and he sees the path Tommy Connors had to take at Shaw High School to build a program.
Well, Nick is going to recruit the hallways as hard as he possibly can to make sure he gets kids out into his program. And the kids that he gets there, he's going to make sure that they stay, and he's going to teach them the game of football. Right now, he's just young. They're learning. But I'll tell you one thing, they play hard. And that's what's important to this football program for Nick Saltifamaggio.
Pretty good hard hits by Ian Tate and Trent Santos from his linebacker position for the Tigers that time, but not till the Blue Jays moved the chains. First down. Lariviere over the middle had a wide open Keith Pittman, but missed him.
Just a little bit of high. First incompletion tonight right there. Right. First incompletion tonight. And that's as you've seen out of Lariviere. They were running mesh routes right there, trying to run drag with a square in across the top. And he went to the underneath route right there and just kind of overthrew him. He's going to want that back again tomorrow.
Yeah, he will.
Had a wide open receiver. He could have still been running.
But we'll continue that conversation on, I think, the overall building plan that Saltifamaggio has in mind for Holy Cross. Again, he's comparing what Tommy Connors had to do at Shaw High School.
Well, Tommy Connors has done a great job at Shaw.
It is. And look,
right.
He hadn't won a game until they beat Holy Cross last week since 2015, a span of 31 games. But they're getting kids at the school. He's building his roster. They're getting experience. He had some kids in that team that said when they were freshmen and sophomores, they wouldn't tell you, but they felt overwhelmed. Matter of fact, they gave that quote to Chris Dabe on a great article on Shaw in the Baton Rouge Advocate.
See the athleticism right there by Lariviere off the fake. Nothing open. Holds onto the ball, picks up whatever he can. Doesn't get out of bounds, falls down inbounds to keep the clock running so they can get out of the half. Great job, great quarterback and awareness by Lariviere. But you're right, back to Tommy Connors. Tommy Connors, you know, is keeping his kids on the West Bank. All right, it's like Hank Tierney used to say, it's something in the water.
Yeah, that's step number
keep
one.
him on the West Bank. He's building his program, and Nick Saltifamaggio will do the same thing at Holy Cross, building his program, getting kids to come out and keeping them at Holy Cross. And then they're always going to play hard. I know a Nick Saltifamaggio team will always play hard.
4th down 5 for the Blue Jays. And timeout, Jesuit.
Well, they're doing the same thing here again. They're going to see what they're going to do. Call the timeout, run the clock down. Are they going to try to kick one, or are they going to go for it on 4th down?
And you know, earlier when we had a good shot of Nick Saltifamaggio on the screen, and we put up on the screen his resume, he's built some programs now. He's taken some programs from scratch. You come to East Jefferson and win a title there, and what he did at Hahnville, he got with Pooka Williams, got to the state championship game. Some good stuff there. Speaking of good stuff, Crescent City Sports has more Catholic League action next Friday night from Joe Yenny Stadium when Brother Martin takes on Archbishop Rummel in a battle of the last 2 league champions. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. next Friday, and you can watch it exclusively at CrescentCitySports.com. Wade Koch, you're going to be working with Lenny Van Gilder on that.
I'm excited to see those 2 teams. I hadn't seen them yet. You know, I tell you what, it's the Catholic League, and
it's the Catholic League.
It's the Catholic League. Every week, every week faces a challenge for every team in the Catholic League.
All right, so here you go, 4th down 5, empty backfield. Lariviere back there all alone. Ryan Manali with all kind of shenanigans on the sideline. He was just waving and wanted a timeout and got it before the snap of the ball.
He's got the wrong personnel. It's the wrong formation. Yep. He was going nuts. He had a timeout to waste. He wasn't going to waste the down, so he called the timeout. And somebody's getting chewed right now because they should have been on the field.
Matter of fact, in the Catholic League, you've got a lot of rival games. This is the start of rivalry week. Take a look at this. Jesuit Holy Cross tonight, of course, Brother Martin and St. Aug. That's 2 p.m. tomorrow on Your View. And Archbishop Shaw and Archbishop Rummel, that's for the megaphones. Saturday night, tomorrow night. And you can hear that one on 106.1 FM.
Well, it's going to be a great weekend. And they started this back when I was at Jesuit. I thought it was a great idea. And you know, it's just, right now it's so needed, as I said in the pregame show, that it is so needed for our area. And I know how it was last year over in the Lake Charles area with the storms that they had when they could get back on the field for prep football. It's such a diversion from looking at piles of rubble and blue roofs and everything like that. So what a great rivalry weekend starting off here with Jesuit and Holy Cross.
I feel like we've been trying to get this fourth down snap off for the last 2 months, but finally, LaRiviere, he'll take it long, has a man, caught, Pittman, touchdown. Keith Pittman wide open.
Not a good job by the Holy Cross secondary that time. They ran 5 verts right there, and they ran Pittman right down the center of the field, split the safeties on the top. The safety that was supposed to be splitting the vertical and the center vertical did not come over the top. You'll see him right here just kind of jog into your picture right there. That was number 15, Jake Roberts. Not a good job. Caught him sleeping right there. Great route, great throw by the Blue Jays. LaRiviere on the money for another touchdown tonight.
Corbello with the PAT, 31-0. Blue Jays have opened it up here with a minute to play in the first half. And as we go back to that conversation, this is what Nick Saltaformaggio was worried about. He knew that guy right there that you're looking at on your screen, Dak LaRiviere, could have a great game throwing the ball, and he was worried about his 3 sophomores and 1 freshman starting in the backfield, maybe making those mistakes in coverage that would come back to haunt you in a game like this.
Well, the other thing he was worried about, too, is how good this Jesuit offensive line is. And look, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think LaRiviere's been touched tonight unless he was running the football, right? So
Correct.
He hadn't been touched in protection, so that's a credit to that offensive line of the guys in white. They're getting no pressure on him up front. So Holy Cross has got to try to do something to try to get a little pressure on him. I'm not saying blitzing. I'm saying let's start running some twists. Let's start doing some things that are going to try to mess with the blocking assignments of the Blue Jays. He needs to get more pressure on LaRiviere and get him off his spot. We haven't called Ian Tate's name tonight. We talked about him in the pregame show, and we talked about him and players to watch. Ian Tate needs to get going tonight, too.
Hollis McDaniel.
Also, the best defense is a good offense. He's got to get his offense going again, start getting some more first downs like he did in his very first drive of the night. He's got to get the offense back on key. So, 31-0. I mean, you got to play it like it's 0-0. You got to go back to your fundamentals, and you got to go back to running your offense.
Short kick to Derek Johnson. Pulled it in. Let's see what the Tigers will do in the final minute. What do you do here? You try a long play, maybe try to get on the board, try something special, or just regroup in the locker room, run the clock out?
Let's run our offense.
Run the offense.
Right there. Establish the fullback. Right there.
There you go.
Establish the fullback. Let's do what we do best. That was inside veer. The path of the veer was right off the hip of the guard. He's reading second man, passed the ball on the option, and it was a give. Remember, in the triple option offense, the give is never wrong.
Well, that's true. But sometimes the pitch can be, and just a little delayed, a little tough, and Christian Nunnery hasn't touched the ball very much tonight. As a matter of fact, that might be his first carry, the first touch of the football, and it didn't go anywhere. That was his first touch of the football.
And that was Dennis Doherty coming off from his linebacker position, scraping outside to get to the alley and to the pitch right there. They're not blocking the option right on the perimeter, so that's something that they're going to have to make an adjustment at halftime in the locker room on how to block a 1-high and a 2-high secondary, which should be fundamental to the triple option offense.
Holy Cross lets the clock run out. That's the end of the first half, with the Jesuit Blue Jays leading 31-0 over the Holy Cross Tigers. We'll take a break. It's been an all Jesuit Blue Jay first half in this rivalry, but remember, it is a rivalry and stranger things have happened. Stay tuned. Halftime coming up.
For 88 years, the All-State Sugar Bowl has been a New Orleans New Year's tradition. Through difficult times and challenges, the Sugar Bowl remains committed to our city, the state of Louisiana, and the Gulf South. The funds we invest and volunteers we provide supports your sports, your parks, your schools. The All-State Sugar Bowl. We believe in champions, and we believe in awesome comebacks. The All-State Sugar Bowl is proud to host the best of the Big 12 and SEC on New Year's Day 2022.
All vehicles need service, and everyone wants it done quickly. Here at Lamarck Quick Lane, thanks to our expert technicians, we'll get you in and out as quick as possible.
That's right, son. There must be a reason.
In your time is important.
So we make booking appointments online fast and easy, straight from your phone.
At Lamar Quick Lane, we work hard to deliver top-notch service.
So whatever make and model you drive, we make service our specialty.
Only at Quick Lane at the Lamarck Automotive Complex. There must be a reason.
A bridge? Like the causeway?
Tartar? Tooth decay?
Gum disease. I need a root canal?
Abscess tooth.
What's that?
A filling, not a crown. Cavity. Toothache.
Gingivitis.
Plaque?
Come on, man.
The only thing worse than hearing those words is hearing that your dentist can't see you right away. Call Louisiana Dental Center. We'll see you today.
We are at halftime here at Tad Gormley Stadium in New Orleans, the 100th year of Holy Cross and Jesuit. It's been an all-Jesuit first half, 31-0. Tonight marks the 100th consecutive year that these two schools have played. One of the nation's longest uninterrupted high school football series ever. Local prep sports historian Ron Bracata takes us through some of the memorable moments in the storied history of this series.
For the first 15 years, New Orleans high school sports, Warren Easton and Jesuit was the premier game. That all changed in 1921 when St. Aloysius formed its first football team. Then they came into the mix, and not to be outdone, the men's club at Holy Cross decided, well, if St. Aloysius is in it, we're going to be in it too. They raised $150 to hire their first coach. Things didn't go well for the new team. The fledglings were called the Mix because of their Irish heritage. And for the first 3 years, Jesuit beat them by a combined score of 140-0. That all changed in 1925 when Holy Cross got an influx of boarding students from Bay St. Louis area who were very talented athletes. Not only did Holy Cross hand Jesuit its first defeat of the young rivalry 45-0, they tied perennial champion Warren Easton in the prep league during that year. Two significant things happened in 1937. The WPA built this 24,500 seat stadium, not exclusively, but mostly for high school sports. And secondly, it was a year the LHSAA instituted a tiebreaker system, where if a game was tied, the outcome would be decided by which team had more first downs. If that was tied, it would be which team had more penetrations in the opponent's 20-yard line. And little did they know this rule would be tested right off the bat. A crowd of 9,000 fans sat in the rain through a thrilling football duel between Holy Cross and Jesuit at Loyola Stadium. They watched the two Catholic schools battle to a 6-6 tie. But while Holy Cross held Jesuit to even in points and first downs, the Blue Jays had 3 more penetrations. And according to the officials who were supposed to keep log of the penetrations and downs, Jesuit was the winner. Not so fast, said the Holy Cross coach. He approached the officials and yelling that they actually had 1 more first down than Jesuit. The referee wouldn't change his decision on that, and Holy Cross took their case to the LHSAA. It took a few months to decide, but after coaches from both schools testified, the head official admitted that the 2-man crew did not record downs and penetrations. The LHSAA had no recourse but to declare the game a no game. Let's move on to 1940. By 1929, Loyola had given up football. Tulane was really the only game in town as far as college football is concerned. On a cold November afternoon, Jesuit and Holy Cross battled before a crowd that was incredible. 34,345 crowded into the stadium. 1,000 had to be turned away. They had to put up temporary bleachers in the end zone to accommodate the extra people. The game itself wasn't really a classic. Jesuit won the game rather easily, 25-7. But the significance of it was the crowd. In 1951, the rivalry took on an extra game. They actually had played twice that year. Holy Cross had uncovered a new star in Joe Delaney. And that Sunday afternoon, they really rose to the occasion and defeated Jesuit 20-13. Previously unknown and unheard of, Delaney scored all 3 touchdowns. The victory made Holy Cross the only undefeated team in the state in Class AA, and they were just 2 games away from winning the 3rd consecutive district championship and entering the playoffs with just Forte and Nichols left to play. But Nichols, playing the game of the year with a 3-5 record, upset the Tigers 25-6, giving them their first loss. Jesuit also had just 1 loss, and at the end of the season, because the LHSAA took just 1 team from each area, the 2 had to play again. Holy Cross staged one of the greatest comebacks ever seen in high school football that year. Trailing 14-6 near the end of the 3rd quarter, Holy Cross scored 1 touchdown before the period ended, then came back and scored again with 3 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the game to win 18-14 and gain a berth in the South Louisiana playoffs. With the teams having played twice in 1951, and all of a sudden in 1963, they have to do it again. But this time, the coaches are brothers-in-law. Jesuit lost the first 2 games and would lose a 3rd to Redemptress, entering the final game of the regular season against the Tigers. The hard-fought defensive struggle before 20,000 people at City Park Stadium. Holy Cross defeated Jesuit 7-0 to win the Catholic League championship. Victory enabled the Tigers to finish the regular season campaign with an undefeated but once-tied record. But Jesuit wasn't finished. This year, the LHSAA instituted a rule that allowed a second team from the same district to enter the playoffs. So a second game between Kalbacher and Tarzetti's teams was for the state championship. Scheduled to be played at Tulane Stadium before a record crowd, the championship game was twice postponed by weather. The game finally took place on Tuesday night before an estimated crowd of 27,500 at Tulane Stadium. Once again, the 2 waged a war on the field, with Holy Cross pulling out a 14-6 victory to gain its first state championship in 19 years. Glenn Smith and Ray Collada both scored touchdowns on 1-yard runs. Collada's winning points came in the final period. Year 2000, the new millennium, Holy Cross and Jesuit played to a double overtime game, with Holy Cross winning 48-45. Holy Cross survived a furious Jesuit rally in which the Blue Jays scored 35 points in the 3rd period to pull out the win. The 2 most electrifying plays came back-to-back when the Tigers' Gino Jambaluka returned a kickoff 92 yards to open a 24-17 lead that was short-lived when Jesuit's Chris Marquet answered with a 96-yard kickoff return to tie the game again. 2005. Hurricane Katrina. The city was in shambles. Holy Cross's campus was devastated. Jesuit's basement and 1st floor was flooded, and the 86th meeting between the 2 teams appeared to be doomed. The 2 former Holy Cross Tigers, Vic Umont and Barry Wilson, decided that in the face of this disaster, it was time for the city to find some normalcy. Wilson, now head coach at Holy Cross, phoned his friend and now Jesuit head man, Umont, who was living with his daughter in Los Angeles, called to propose a game between the 2 teams. We can't let this rivalry die, he told him. Umont returned to the city, rounded up displaced players and enough equipment to fill a team for a game. Wilson gathered the remnants of his remaining players, and the game was arranged at Yenny Stadium on a Saturday afternoon on October 22nd, just 53 days after the storm. A reserve running back named Cass Hargis found out he would start on the day of the game after just 1 week of practice. Normally a wide receiver, Hargis ran for 128 yards and scored 3 touchdowns as the Tigers beat the Jays 20-10. But thanks to the determination of the two coaches and with the help of other schools who were not affected by the storm, the game was played and history was preserved.
Al, thank you, Ron Braccato, very much for that history of this series, the 100th year, 102nd game. So very, very special. Back with more halftime right after this. Jesuit fans happy as their Blue Jays lead 31-0 in this big rivalry game between Jesuit and Holy Cross.
Oh, my bad. I didn't.
Here's a look at scores from around the state. Get the most complete and up-to-date Louisiana prep football scoreboard, show, and scores anywhere at CrescentCitySports.com, presented by the All-State Sugar Bowl. We're going to start with last night. Ponchatoula, Hank Tierney. What a win over North Shore.
Well, Hank's got him rolling. I mean, he's got some great athletes right now up there, and they're overcoming a lot of storm destruction. He had to get all of his kids back from, all over the place and, deal with all of that type of stuff. And he put on a nice offensive show last night against North Shore.
Halftime, Ruston and St. Thomas. Games in progress. Ruston with a pretty good lead over St. Thomas More. Catholic leading Lafayette Christian. Catholic of Baton Rouge 21-10. Adding up two state champions from a year ago, and then a new coach at Catholic Baton Rouge, Gabe Fertitta, has moved on, right?
Look, he's moved on, but they haven't missed a beat. And I tell you what, I want to see Catholic Baton Rouge play. I hear they are an absolute
haven't lost anything,
team.
Have they?
Correct.
Yeah, and Neville, always a power with West Monroe, leading West Monroe. They're in the third quarter now, 21-7, Neville with the lead. More scores here. De La Salle with a solid lead over Scotlandville right now in the second quarter, 31-14. How about this game between Carr and St. James with commits all over the place? Carr, 42-14.
I think I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say this. I think Carr and Catholic High Baton Rouge might be the two best football teams in the state right now. They certainly are playing at that level.
And then the games we talked about, two big ones tomorrow night, St. Augustine and Brother Martin. Saturday, 2 p.m. That's an afternoon game. Your View, right here on Cox. And Archbishop Shaw and Archbishop Rummel, a Saturday at 7 p.m.
And that's for the megaphone.
Oh, big one there. And again, we want to thank the great scoreboards and score updates we get from CrescentCitySports.com. Catholic League Rivalry Week continues tomorrow with your view, the Louisiana Game of the Week, as neighborhood rivals St. Augustine and Brother Martin face off. It's the Purple Knights and the Crusaders tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. only on your view. So we'll take the break and be back with more. Right now, Jesuit in control for the Golden Football.
Buying a new car shouldn't be complicated. That's why our expert staff is here to help.
I've been selling new Ford cars and trucks since 1970. That's over 50 years. There must be a reason.
Some have a need for speed. Ford's new Mustang is just what the doctor ordered.
Wow, there must be a reason.
With your lifestyle and budget in mind, our finance team works hard to be the best in the business.
With over 15 acres of cars and trucks right here at the Lamarck Automotive Complex, there must be a reason.
Rich in history.
Rooted in faith.
Serving our community.
Creating winners.
Supporting each other.
Fostering friendships.
3, 2, 1.
Encouraging togetherness.
Providing opportunities.
Making scholars.
Teaching with excitement.
Faith, friendship, future. Find it all and find yourself at Cabrini.
Your home for the best in coverage of pro, college, and prep sports in the New Orleans area is CrescentCitySports.com. Whether it's news, opinions, live video webcasts of high school sports, or Louisiana's best prep football scoreboard, you can get it all at Crescent City Sports. The name may be new, but it's the same great coverage you've gotten for years from our team of New Orleans natives. Click it now and like us on social media at CrescentCitySports.com.
The Jesuit band and the Holy Cross band, rather. And trying to get a little spirit on that Holy Cross sideline because the Tigers trail 31-0. Ken Berthelot along with Wade Kaiser. And we are at halftime. 31-0. It's been all Jesuit. And you look at total offense, 304 yards for the Blue Jays to 52 for Holy Cross. Why has Jesuit dominated the Tigers in this first half?
One name, Jack Lariviere.
Yeah.
Oh, let's throw in a pretty good offensive line. Jesuit's offensive line is doing a great job, too.
Spoken like an offensive line coach.
Well, I mean, he hasn't been touched.
Let's look at the highlights here. As a matter of fact, he didn't throw his first incompletion until after 10 or 11 completions in a row. And it didn't take long for the first touchdown to go to Chase Larson, who was wide open. Holy Cross got a little pressure on Lariviere early, and they were able to put him under the gun there. That was Jordan Johnson on the TFL. And then here comes Lariviere just making something happen. That was a busted play, and he just took off and gets in front for 14-0. And then watch Lariviere. Somebody blows coverage in the background, and it is a wide open Jace Larson. It's a foot race. He breaks the ankle tackle and then didn't need that last block. Gets into the end zone for a 21-0 lead. And that was a field goal. After the field goal, Keith Pittman with that touchdown, 31-0. And take a look at the first half stats. Presented by Louisiana Dental Center.
Well, I mean, you see a total domination by the guys from Jesuit right there. I mean, look at the passing yards and the rushing yards right there. Okay, so we know we've already said Lariviere's done a great job throwing the football, right? Offensive line doing a great job not only in pass protection but also rushing the football and giving the running back by committee as well as Lariviere running the football. Those guys have done a great job tonight, all right? So what's Wagaspack, Rouse, Kelly, Gascat, and Baralt?
Well, teams coming out. We're getting set for the second half. Let's see if the Tigers can make something happen in the big rivalry. 31-0 halftime. Jesuit, back in a moment. High school football from Crescent City Sports on Cox Sports Television is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. There must be a reason. Now the Holy Cross Tigers fan base and student body getting ready for the third quarter. Holy Cross won the toss. They deferred, so they will have the football. Nick Salter from Agio in his second Holy Cross Jesuit game as a head coach. He knows a thing or two about rivalries now. He's coached in a few, going all the way back to when he was a coach at Chalmette, and then you can take it to East Jefferson and Hahnville-Destrehan, and of course at Hahnville, we just said it, the Hahnville-Destrehan rivalry.
To get to this goal and now to be able to coach in a Jesuit Holy Cross rivalry is just, you know, I don't have the vocabulary to talk how proud I am to be able to do this. I was fortunate enough to coach in the Destrehan-Hahnville rivalry, which is a tremendously great environment and great game. But the magnitude of this, just because of the bloodlines, you know, the love that people have for their high schools is what really makes this one special.
Well, you're seeing Nick Salter from Agio and Roland Barbe help Big Sam Novak, another sophomore, and I don't know if he just cramped up and fell just a minute ago or not, but he looked like they were working on part of the thigh where a cramp usually is the culprit, but not sure.
Well, it could have been a cramp, or he could have, somebody could have, in a warm-up or something, kneed him there by accident. Who knows? Let's hope he gets things worked out and he gets back into the action here tonight. But that was a great answer by Nick Salter from Agio. And he's been in the biggest of rivalries. You know, Destrehan and Hahnville is a pretty darn big one. But like he said, and as we said in our pregame show, this means so much to so many. It's the bloodlines.
Yeah, it is. And I'm looking at one of the guys who preceded you at Jesuit walking around in the stands. He's sort of retired from coaching, Mark Sanji, and just really enjoying the game as you can do it sometimes from the stands when you can't do it when you're down there on the sideline unless you've got this kind of lead where it's a little easy on Coach Ryan Manali and the Jesuit Blue Jays. But Nick Salter from Agio, he took this job knowing that Holy Cross was still, I think, if you can almost take this back to Katrina, and with what happened, the new school having to come back and build, and they've done a good job, but they're still a few years away, and he wanted to be the guy to do it because he was an alum. And he said, give it to me. Let me handle it. There's going to be some bumps in the road. This is going to be one of them unless the Tigers can find a way to get that triple option going here in the second half. But he's not going to quit on you, Tiger fans. I can tell you that. He's got the spirit in his heart, and he knows the future is bright. Remember, 88 players, 61 of them are freshmen or sophomores.
And that's a part of the education process, and that's the reason why here in the second half he needs to treat the scoreboard like it's 0-0. I'm sure that's what he talked about in the locker room, and he needs to come back out and reestablish his offense.
El Corbello breaks the plane of the end zone at the goal line one more time, and having no trouble getting that ball deep here at Dad Gormley Stadium. So if there was any question about Corbello's psyche as a kicker after missing the overtime field goal that would have beaten Brother Martin last week in the OT. Nope, he's back. Kickers are awful. You never know with a kicker.
You got it. It's like I've said before, and it's coming from my Ted Lasso. What I like to watch is you've got to be a goldfish. So, I mean, kickers have got to be a goldfish.
Now, you got Lenny Van Gilder watching Ted Lasso after you did the Chalmette game with him, and you might get me watching him now. Who knows? So they're going to try to establish the back, see if they can make it work on first down, 5-yard gain, and let's see if that's Cooper Cuvion. Let's see if the offense can find a way. If you can get 4 or 5 a pop, just take it and make something happen.
Well, that's what you do. That was inside veer right there, running the guard path right there. They got to make sure that they get their blocking right out on the perimeter so they can, if the read gives them that, the perimeter game to pitch or keep the football. But that's a great job by Cuvion for a 5-yard pickup. That's the way you develop it.
High pass, but pulled down by Kobe Young.
We saw this in the first half. Kobe Young running 5-yard out routes, 5-yard stick routes. Balls delivered on the numbers. Getting back to the original game plan is what the Tigers are doing, and that's what they need to do in the second half.
Yep, just move the sticks like they just did on a couple of plays. Take your time, establish your offense. Let's see, you know what? They're going to actually mark that a foot short. So it'll be third down and a play that's usually made for a triple option offense. The name of this one, the double slot option, is what Nick Saltafimaggio likes to run. And this is just a push. Cole Canatella straight through the hole. He's standing up. Almost broke it and got a little bit more, but he does get the first down.
Great push by that offensive line by Holy Cross right there. And they've got some guys up front that are real physical, and it starts with Cole Biamonte, the senior, 6'2", 250. He's been around for a long time playing on that offensive line, and his dad is his offensive line coach, and he's very proud of him, and he does a really nice job for Holy Cross.
Tried to bounce outside, but it took Christian Nunnery a little too much time to bounce out there, and Andrew Brush stuffed him.
Andrew Besh does a nice job squeezing the down block. He got a down block by the tackle. He squeezes the down block, puts him right there. They're trying to run counter. No place to go with Besh being able to follow the puller right there and make the tackle.
Now, you started to explain in the first half and then didn't get a chance to finish the importance in this type of offense for the fullback, in this case Cooper Couvion with the carry, to be so close to the quarterback Canatella to take that handoff.
Because he's hitting a path, and from 4 yards back, it's not worried about the vision. He's worried about the path. Great look at the inside veer path right there by the fullback. Fullback picked up 4 yards right there. Look, he's physical. So he's running at 4 yards from his alignment right through his path. He's hard to stop if the blocking is there and the read is right on the option.
Nunnery trying to break it outside, nowhere to go.
Hasn't been there all night. Either one of two reasons. Number one, we're not getting the right read from the quarterback out there on the edge, or they're not blocking the edge correctly. I bet when they go back to film tomorrow to see the reason why they can't get the ball out on the edge off of the triple option is because they are either getting the wrong read from the quarterback by Cole Canatella, or they're not getting it blocked correctly on the flank.
When you ask Saltafimaggio, what do you want to see this team improve on? One thing he said is perimeter blocking.
Perimeter blocking and how to block on the perimeter with the option. But look, let me say this now. Those guys in white are doing a good job too. Jesuit is doing a great job playing fundamental assignment sound football. Who takes the first threat on the dive, who takes the quarterback, and then who runs the alley and is the support from the secondary to take the pitch. Those guys are very well coached up in option football, and that's a credit to that Jesuit defensive staff.
Now the Blue Jays have to, or rather the Tigers have to give it up. And we are going to see Jack LaRiviere come out and start this second half. This Jesuit defense now has gone 10 quarters in regulation and not given up a touchdown.
Got a new running back there, running back by committee for Jesuit. Looks like that is number 4, Jasper Parker, a freshman.
Well, I said they hadn't given up. They'd given up 1 in 10 quarters. 1 in 10 quarters. We talked about that in the open. And nothing fancy by the Blue Jays. They're just going to hand it off and let Jasper Parker move forward with it. First half numbers on LaRiviere. He was 10 for 10, 11 for 11, I believe, at one point. Finished 13 of 14 throwing the ball. Parker again. Breaks through somehow. How does he pop out? It's a foot race. Can he win it? Looks like he's starting to pull away. An ankle tackle saves the day. My goodness, for the Tigers.
That's a 6 foot.
That was Brian Blunt, I believe.
There was also a 6 foot, 170-pound freshman running that inside zone right there. He picked and pecked his way through there, and he busted in the secondary. He's running away from people. Great job right there by the offensive line.
54-yard gain on this. You think he's going down there, and somehow he gets through this hole. Nice cut back inside and spin move. And they're going to try him again. Wanted to go left, turns around, goes right, and probably winded, just runs out of bounds after the 54-yard run.
Well, he looked a little winded right there as he was stumbling. In the NFL right now, he'd be holding his hand up and saying, I need a blow. So it's what's happening right there. They're going to get somebody else in there for, there's a lot of future right there. That's the fourth running back we've seen tonight for Jesuit. And the fourth one was a freshman, Jasper Parker.
Well, we knew we were going to see a bevy of offensive linemen. Let's see. We haven't taken a good look to see how many he has rolled on through that line here. So Harry Reinhardt comes in to give him a breather, to give Parker the breather, and Reinhardt takes it down to the 10-yard line, a gain of 5.
Well, Reinhardt is another one of those hard-running Jesuit running backs, but he's running behind a bunch of guys up front that are just being real physical. And right now they're playing with 2 tight ends in the game, too, with Whitfield and McDaniel. It's 87 and 83, so it's 21 personnel on the field.
And that's the hydration break, so we'll take it right here. Hydration break, third quarter. Jesuit driving and leading.
When it comes to American luxury, that means Lincoln's Black Label.
There must be a reason.
Buying a luxury car shouldn't be tricky. That's why at LamarckLincoln.com, you can buy online and simply pick up here.
Or we'll deliver it to your home or business.
There must be a reason.
We make understanding your new technology quick and simple.
So whatever you're looking for,
You'll find at Lamarck Lincoln, there must be a reason.
For 88 years, the All-State Sugar Bowl has been a New Orleans New Year's tradition. Through difficult times and challenges, the Sugar Bowl remains committed to our city, the state of Louisiana, and the Gulf South. The funds we invest and volunteers we provide supports your sports, your parks, your schools. The All-State Sugar Bowl. We believe in champions, and we believe in awesome comebacks. The All-State Sugar Bowl is proud to host the best of the Big 12 and SEC on New Year's Day 2022.
There's the football, but it's not the golden football. They play for the golden football, and right now it's looking like the Blue Jays are going to get their hands on that golden football too. Now Patrick Berrigan is in the backfield for the Blue Jays, and he will try it over the right side for a few.
Well, they're just making sure that they're running their inside zone game right there, and Berrigan does a nice job pounding it up inside. Great job by the Holy Cross defense stiffening up right there inside the 10-yard line. That's what you want to see if you're Nick Salter-Maggio out of your defense. You want to see are my guys going to stiffen up right here, and are they going to continue to play hard?
Now this is the first third down of the drive that the Blue Jays have faced. And they'll just try the same play, and that's going to be Berrigan. Patrick Berrigan into the end zone for a touchdown.
They ran counter right there, pulled the guard, backside tackle. Guard gets the kick out on the last man on line of scrimmage. Tackle wraps up into the hole. Nice job by Berrigan getting stuffed up in there, just keeping his feet moving and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and finding some room off the edge to get into the end zone. Nobody out there support from the corner. The corner got sucked inside from Holy Cross, so the corner is supposed to set the edge. I've said this, I say this in almost every game. Somebody's got to be out there to set the edge, and the corner wasn't. He disappeared inside, so as the running back just kept bouncing and bouncing, there's nobody out there in a navy blue jersey to be able to stop him.
The Blue Jays run Hollis McDaniel, big tight end, out on the field. They were one player short. And Aiden Carbello gets set to kick the point after. One thing we haven't talked about that we'll address after the break. A high snap pulled down well, and it is missed left due to that high snap. But the Blue Jays in control, 37-0. We come back. I want to talk a little bit about the depth this Jesuit football team has. All of that when we come back. Scoring drive, 6 plays, 88 yards, just a little over 3 minutes. Mixed extra point by Corbello, but it really doesn't hurt. The Blue Jays sailing right now, cruising 37-0 over the Tigers. And this a high sky kick. They'll let Corbello kick, and it comes down and is fair caught by the Tigers.
You know, the greatest thing about high school football is you score a touchdown, then you got to come back and cover a kickoff. And there was Berrigan right there lining up to cover a kickoff, running down the field. Let me go get a piece, right? There he is right there. I like that. That's a hard-nosed kid right there from that Berrigan clan.
Derek Johnson with the fair catch of the kickoff for the Tigers. And Holy Cross, 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Let's see if they can again establish that offense. But one thing that Ron Manali is doing in a game like this is he's getting a lot of people in the game and building the depth you need for the run down the stretch in this Catholic League.
Well, he said he was going to do that. He was going to play, running back by committee. He was going to play offensive line by committee. He's been rotating a few of those guys in and out. I think we'll see some guys on defense start rotating on this next series. But what he is doing is he's building depth this way. You're getting as many guys as you can, as many meaningful reps, not wrap-up reps, meaningful reps in the heat of competition that you could possibly can. So
the knee go down before he could make the pitch on that.
Down, right. But the thing that's about
Canatello wanted to throw one long, but he was hit as he threw, and the ball just fluttered out.
The thing about building depth is, if you don't get them the meaningful reps, then the reps aren't going to build the player, and that's what Ron Manali's doing, and he's done it everywhere he's been, and that's a sign of a good head coach. And it's also great. Listen to me. Kids like to see that because they know they're going to get a chance to play, and that's important.
Helps attract kids to your school. If
Absolutely.
They know they can get in the game. Absolutely. He slips. Canatello slipped as he unloads the ball, and still, Young pulls it down, streaking down the sideline. Young in the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, there's the Young.
73 yards.
There's the Young that we talked about in pregame. A guy that can go up, get the ball, take the top off a secondary. They run nothing but play action streak route here with Young going down the sideline. Nice coverage by the corner from Jesuit. He's in a pretty good position. He's in phase.
The ball's a little underthrown because he slipped. Canatello slipped as he was throwing the football.
He's in phase right there with Young. And that was Alex Valdez that was in phase right there, but he just out-jumped him, took the top off the secondary, and first score of the night for the Tigers.
Siraji to kick the point after, and he does, and the Tigers are on the scoreboard with 4 minutes to play in the third quarter of this one, 37-7, and that'll bring a little life to the Holy Cross sideline and to the Holy Cross football team. 8C, Holy Cross had 60 yards before that 73-yard pass. So on that play, Young has more offensive yards than the Tigers have had in this entire game.
Well, exactly. Another great look right there from the end zone, and you saw Young, you saw his athleticism go up and get that football. The ball's a little bit underthrown by Canatello, but number 2 is so athletic, he can make plays like that. I would like to see that offense from Holy Cross take a few more shots in a football game. That's a part of establishing your offense. All right, off a play action pass, try to establish a deep ball to put some pressure on those safeties and those corners from getting into the run support so fast. 2 or 3 a game. Take the top off. Try to take the top off. You might not complete them all, but it definitely makes your heart kind of flutter if you're a defensive coordinator, if you can get the ball that deep on your defense. I mean, does that make sense what I'm trying to say there?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take those shots sometimes. Even if you're a triple option offense, that's a part of establishing your offense. And that's what I was trying to say to the folks out there.
Little short kick, onside kick. It's going to go out of bounds by the Tigers. Hey, you've got to try anything.
Right. Well,
in a rivalry game.
And again, it's not about the rivalry game, and it's not about the score.
It's about learning, coaching.
Right, and executing your offense. And I think taking a couple shots in a triple option offense is a good thing to do.
And look, that doesn't hurt you if you're Holy Cross. What's the difference right now? If Jesuit's moving the football, you're trying to establish your offense. Does it matter if they're going to drive 50 or 90 for a score? No, not at this stage of the game.
Right now, you're worried about yourself. You're about getting your guys better.
All right. Kick did not go past the 35-yard line, so it's a 5-yard penalty from where it went out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, Nick's real upset right there. I can see he's a little mad that the kick was not a very good executable kick right there, and it's going to set Jesuit up right there at the 48-yard line, the Holy Cross 48-yard line, in another situation with great field position for the Blue Jay offense.
First penalty against the Tigers in this game right there, that 5-yard penalty for the kick that didn't go past the required distance. And Liam Parrington is now quarterbacking the Jesuit Blue Jays. So we're going to see, I think, somebody a little different in there, along with Jaron Duplessis, who carried on that last one. But Liam Parrington, a senior.
I think if everybody from Jesuit knows that Parrington name, I had the opportunity to play with many of the Parrington sons, all of them sons of O'Neill Parrington, the great O'Neill Parrington, a longtime Jesuit supporter, and sent all of his boys to school here. Liam, I'm not exactly sure which son of which Parrington he is, but he's in the game now, and I know Jesuit faithful all know that name.
Now, they're not probably going to do too much with it except hand off to whichever back is in the game. Right now, Jaron Duplessis is doing it, and Billy Eaton.
Well, they're back to running back by committee. They're going to get everybody their touches tonight. They got a different offensive linemen rotating in and out in white jerseys. They're still playing with 2 tight ends. You're seeing Whitfield and McDaniel on the field, so they're in 21 personnel, 2 tight ends, 1 back. All right, or 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends, however you want to look at it. And, they're going to grind this thing out. Holy Cross still needs to keep playing hard and playing with assignment and alignment to make sure that they get better tonight.
Duplessis again. And he'll cut back, and the Blue Jays have had tremendous success with the cutback, and an ankle tackle again by Brian Blunt saves a touchdown.
Well, when the backside safety doesn't fit down in the right position off the linebacker, that's what's going to happen in the cutdown, or the cutback by running back. The backside safety right there was supposed to fit down on the run off the backside linebacker. He got sucked inside, and look at the nice job Duplessis does with his vision. He cuts out the back door, and he's lucky. Holy Cross is lucky he didn't get in the end zone. Saving tackle by number 7 right there, Darian Blount.
Again, Liam Parrington in now for Jack LaRiviere, who's probably finished for the evening with the third quarter winding down, and Duplessis again keeping it on the ground, just pushing, and with second, third, and fourth effort finds the end zone. Touchdown.
I counted 4 tackles right there that he ran through for his touchdown tonight.
Yeah,
let's see if we can count them right here. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3.
3 on the break.
There's 4, there's 5, and there was 5 before he broke the plane right there. That's an issue that Nick Saltamaggio talked to us about this week in our telephone conference, that they've got to tackle better. We saw some arm tackling right there, and that's a sign of a young defense when you're just reaching your arms out and you're not putting that shoulder on that running back and bringing the wood, right? So a guy like Duplessis is going to run through arm tackles every time, and I'm sure that's going to be addressed this week in practice by the Holy Cross Tiger defensive staff.
And he'll be addressed by that guy right there, the head coach, Nick Saltamaggio. Crescent City Sports thanks Reginelli's Pizzeria for their support of tonight's broadcast. Reginelli's is open late and a great spot for your after-game meal, now serving authentic Detroit-style pizza. Follow Reginelli's on social media and visit one of their 9 locations in Southeast Louisiana. And Detroit-style pizza, it's good. Big pizza comes out of there like a meatloaf.
Like a meatloaf?
Yeah, but it's a pizza.
I want pizza.
Looks like a big...
I don't want a meatloaf. I want a pizza. But it sounds good, huh?
If you haven't had Detroit-style pizza from Reginelli's, you haven't had Detroit-style pizza.
Hold on. They got New York pizza. They got Detroit pizza. They got Chicago pizza. I mean,
Which one is Ryan Manally's favorite?
I don't know. Do they have like Thibodeau pizza or Shack Bay pizza or something like that?
It would surprise me.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, football coach's favorite? Free pizza.
Free pizza. Broadcasters too.
Absolutely.
We're not letting you out of that one. So another little pooch kick coming to the right side, and it's pulled in again by the Tigers. Derek Johnson.
Nice job by Derek Johnson. Coached well right there. Ball sky kicked up in the air. Put your hands up, get the fair catch. Nobody can touch you. And he even had a chance to take a knee. Nice job by that young man. Well coached by the Holy Cross special teams.
Yep. The Jesuit in control of this one is the third quarter winding down. 1:15 to play in this one. Holy Cross scored last time up. They're going to try to go to that right side again, and there's Young again. And Kobe Young trying to put on a show with a good move. Very close to a first down. Let's see where they spot it. And he got it. They'll move the chains. First down for the Tigers with less than a minute to play here in the third.
A lot of new jerseys out there for the Blue Jays. That was at corner number 3, Caleb Tolbert, a senior defensive back, 6 foot, 165-pound corner.
Canatella with that quick give, and you talked about establishing the fullback. They're going to continue to do that with Cuvion on the carry. Cooper Cuvion.
I think that's going to come back.
Yeah,
we had 2 people in motion like Canada right there.
Number 2, 5-yard penalty. We play first down.
First thing you don't do as a wide receiver, you young wide receivers out there watching tonight that are playing on Little League football all around, you as a wide receiver do not listen to the snap count. Look in at the football. The football is going to tell you when you move. If you listen to that snap count, then you're going to get caught up like Kobe Young did right there and get an illegal procedure penalty.
Now, I'll tell you, but the shot you just saw of Kobe Young just a few minutes ago as Cooper Cuvion on the carry, you saw Kobe Young. He's breathing hard. He's winded. He's been in a lot of action. As the third quarter winds down, we'll continue that conversation in just a moment. But we have played 3 here in the Holy Cross Jesuit rivalry, and this game has been all Blue Jays as they lead 44-7 as we head to the fourth.
Team works hard to showcase A-rated, top-quality units.
Which means you'll be getting the best quality and value at Lamarque Pre-Owned.
There you go, Timmy. There must be a reason.
Because we're local and not corporate, we can give you more for your trade.
Because we try hard to have the best inventory, and that's the name of the game.
Whatever make and model you're looking for,
we'll do our part to keep you moving forward. Only at the Lamarque Automotive Complex Pre-Owned Superstore. There must be a reason.
Rich in history. Rooted in faith.
Serving our community.
Creating winners.
Supporting each other.
Fostering friendships.
3, 2, 1.
Encouraging togetherness.
Providing opportunities. Making scholars.
Teaching with excitement.
Faith, friendship, future. Find it all and find yourself at Cabrini.
44-7 as we head to the fourth quarter, all Jesuit Blue Jays. And check out the all-new Crescent City Sportsmakers podcast presented by Southland Plumbing Company. This week's guest is Tulane Athletics Director Troy Dannon, who's back home after taking his entire department to Birmingham, Alabama in the wake of Hurricane Ida. Get it at CrescentCitySports.com or through your favorite podcast provider. And I'll give you a tip. Great interview to listen to. Lenny Van Gilder talked with Troy Dannon, does this podcast. He and Kenny Trahan have been doing some absolutely phenomenal podcasts. But he also talks about to Troy about the future of this, all the new conference realignments, and where is Tulane's place in this? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to the American Conference? What's going on? And this is just a work in progress that's going to continue to happen possibly over the next 2 years.
Right. I mean, yeah. And I've heard that is some great work, and it's some interesting stuff. If you're interested in those sort of things, you need to tune in and listen to those podcasts.
Good stuff. So this is a Canatella keeper. Hit late, fumbles the football. It bounces out. Looks like the Blue Jays are on it. Let's see as they unscramble the pile. And they did. Blue Jays got it.
That was number 94, Braden Helm, on one of the Helm brothers on that football as the ball squirted out of Canatella's hands as he decided to keep it off of the option right there. Did a nice job on the read, kept it off the option, picked up a few yards, ball pops out. Watch it right here.
He's got it. He's got it, and he loses it. Really didn't get hit. He just lost it on the turn.
Correct.
Tried to turn and cut. Nobody popped it out. First turnover.
Hustling after it was Helm, who fell on the ball. Helm is the last of the Helm brothers who've ever played at Jesuit. I had the opportunity to coach two of them, and what a great family, what a great group of kids those guys are, and they're very, very good football players.
That is a Holy Cross and Jesuit family. I believe Bunky himself went to Holy Cross back in the day. And that was a long time ago. Some of the Helms at Holy Cross, some of the Helms that's the kind of thing that makes this a fun rivalry.
Absolutely.
Another new quarterback here, and we've got Bo Perez, a 6'4" sophomore, coming in to take things maybe down the stretch here in the fourth quarter for the Jesuit Blue Jays. Perez, a sophomore, as we said, good height at 6'4". Had a little bit of action, as did Liam Parrington before coming into this game. Both of them saw some action in the Riverdale 52-0 win for the Blue Jays in the season opener.
Well, getting a chance to get some meaningful reps right here, even though they're up on the scoreboard big. But, Holy Cross still playing a lot of their number ones out there on defense.
That was noticeable. Right. And what we were saying, we had a shot of, Kobe Young, and you could see him breathing. I mean, he was just gasping there for a little bit. And of course, he had just been in a play. But one of the things that Ryan Manali is able to do, and he's doing it very well, is he's shuffling a lot of fresh backs and the wideouts. And, as he gets into the stretch in some of the bigger games, it's going to be pretty critical. That's Patrick Berrigan running it, and running right into Billy Eaton of Holy Cross.
And like I said, meaningful reps. And if you're still playing against the number one defense of your opponent, and you're out there and you're a backup, that means you're getting meaningful reps and you're building depth. And that's what's important. That's what Ramanal is trying to do right here. He's also trying to work the clock. He's using all of the 40-second clock in between each one of these snaps to run that clock down and, obviously, back the foot off the gas, I guess you would say, offensively against Holy Cross.
Reinhardt back in the game, but this time it'll be a quarterback keeper.
Well, we've seen that same play Olivier running it tonight. Yeah, we've seen that same play. It's the quarterback counter or quarterback power. Some people call it quarterback ISO, quarterback lead. I can go down the whole name of adjectives right there and what you call it and how you block it. But it's a big play that they seem to like to have their quarterbacks run, and Lariviere does a nice job at it, and so did Bo Perez just now.
Well, think of this. Lariviere's a senior. Liam Parrington, who we saw as his backup, is a senior. Bo Perez right here on the depth chart. He's the sophomore. He's the young guy. Big 6'4" frame.
He might be the heir apparent.
He may be doing this as a starter next year as Lariviere moves on.
Well, I'm sure he's getting JV reps too Saturday mornings in the league.
And off to Reinhardt. Harry Reinhardt back in, the junior. To win in the Catholic League and to win consistently, you've got to have depth and you've got to develop depth.
Right. And you got to have consistency. All right, meaning consistency with your staff, consistency in what your schemes are, and consistency on the way your program plays each week. Now, I'm not saying winning and losing. I'm saying consistency from the standpoint that you play hard in every outing that you are in. That's the way you build a program.
Case in point, J.T. Curtis at John Curtis. The staff almost never turns over, and he always has a program that can get a lead enough where you can get the reps, the meaningful reps for people that really count, so that in the big games when you get there and you're needed in that lineup, you're ready to go.
Well, exactly. And
Reinhardt again.
And you see, right, that was Reinhardt. And you see that out of the well-established programs that are in the Catholic League. I mean, for years, Rummel didn't have many changes on their staff. You know, I was at Jesuit for 7 years, and I didn't have many changes on my staff. Neither did Mark Sonji, and I'm sure Ryan Manali knows that, and so does Nick Saltaformaggio, as well as the guys at St. Aug and Shaw and all the other teams in the Catholic League. It's about keeping things consistent within your program. You win with the consistency and the fundamentals, and that's what these guys do week in, week out. And that's what makes the Catholic League so challenging week in and week out with the competition.
Reinhardt, good bust up the middle. Billy Eaton, we've called his name a number of times on the defense for the Holy Cross Tigers. One of those sophomores, one of those young guys who's coming up, getting experience. Yeah, you look at the programs that have been established, and it's exactly what you say, and I know that's what Ron Manali is trying to establish here at Jesuit. That's what Nick Saltaformaggio wants to build. He knows it's going to take him a little bit more time. Enrollment's got to go up, but also his rostered players. He's got one of the smallest rosters in the Catholic League.
Holy Cross has now started to change some of the Navy jerseys in and out, and he's starting to play some of his 2s and some 3s, trying to get them some reps too.
Yeah, when you have that many young kids, get them in a game like this and let them play. Let them get in there, and it does make a difference.
This is the kind of fun part in a varsity game on Friday night, that they're going to get some reps tonight, and then tomorrow morning they'll probably get some JV reps against each other again. They'll see each other again.
Hydration break. We'll take it here. Jesuit cruising. Six minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. 6 minutes to play in this game, and it's been all Jesuit. But like Wade just pointed out, both teams now are playing a lot of fresh jerseys and just giving some younger kids some experience. And the guy you're watching right here, Bo Perez, could be the heir apparent at quarterback. He's only a sophomore, has that big frame we talked about at 6'4". He has replaced Parrington, who replaced LaRiviere. But both Parrington and LaRiviere are seniors. And that's Patrick Berrigan on the run.
Well, you can see a lot of jerseys shuffling in and out right now. The thing about this from a coach's standpoint, Kenny, is you're running so many packages in and out with so many different players. Your coaches are running on the field to get them some reps. You don't want to get caught with 12 people or 10 people on the field. So you just got to make sure that your quarterback counts every time, that we got the right number, because in the shuffling, things could go awry.
Well, and sometimes you say, why do they take hydration breaks when we're here in October? Because of the humidity. I'll give you an example of that in just a moment. Well, it's nice to have an air-conditioned press box, but we're calling this game off the monitor because the windows have fogged up.
All right. Well, if somebody's watching up in North Dakota, all right.
Yeah.
It's a little humid out here. All right.
If you just stay there, you can see the fogged up window, and it's a little hard to see the left side where the air-conditioned vents are blowing.
I can also see you're losing hair on top of your head. I've lost mine already.
I'm trying to catch up with you. That's why we're a team.
That's why we're a team. I hear you. No, but I mean, the thing about it is the hydration breaks.
Yeah.
If you got to give them down here. It's just the way it is, and the federation makes sure that the states try to abide by those rules. And it's not a federation rule, it's a state rule, right?
Yep.
And the federation says it's to your discretion, and the state of Louisiana definitely does a great job with that rule and making sure that it's abided by.
Now Perez is going to keep it, run around the right side, making a dive at the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown.
Well, that's going to be on
Perez, his first touchdown of the year, a 10-yard run.
That's going to be on a Bo Perez highlight film right there. I'm sure that's going to be taped over and over and over again. So Saturday and Sunday, Bo Perez and the Perez family, you can watch this happen. Look at him lower his shoulder and fight for the edge of that pylon.
He was fighting for the pylon and just got that pylon and hit the end zone. Touchdown for Bo Perez and the Blue Jays with 3:40 to play. 50-7 Jesuit.
That's the greatest thing about high school football is guys getting a chance to make those type of plays right there. Good look at Bo Perez. It's a fight song play, right? So he's battling. He gets to the edge of that pylon and he fights to get in. And what's he going to do? All this weekend, he's going to be watching that at home. Good for him.
Just sneaks that one. Aiden Corbello does inside the upright. 51-7. Second time in 3 games the Blue Jays have scored 50 or more.
Your home for the best in coverage of pro, college, and prep sports in the New Orleans area is CrescentCitySports.com. Whether it's news, opinions, live video webcasts of high school sports, or Louisiana's best prep football scoreboard, you can get it all at Crescent City Sports. The name may be new, but it's the same great coverage you've gotten for years from our team of New Orleans natives. Click it now and like us on social media at CrescentCitySports.com.
Our parts department is second to none. We have the inventory, we have the experience, and we deliver the goods.
There must be a reason.
With over 200 years of combined work experience, our parts specialists will help accessorize and customize your new Ford.
That's right, son. There must be a reason. Lamarck Ford in 1980 sold its first part. That's over 41 years ago. Today, we're continuing to grow and set records. Only at Lamarck Ford at the all-new Lamarck Automotive Complex.
Scoring drive for the Blue Jays. 10 plays, 58 yards, just a tad bit over 8 minutes. And Bo Perez with his first TD of this season on a 10-yard run. Made the dive for the pylon, got the end zone, got the body in there. And special moment for this backup quarterback for the Blue Jays. And again, a guy who could be the starter next year. So you may see him getting more and more playing time, especially with that big, gigantic 6'4" frame he's got. So a pooch kick, that'll give the Tigers some good field position for the final 3 minutes and 20 seconds of this game.
Well, again, the pooch kick, keeping it away from number 2, so they're staying with the kicking game plan, which is the way it should be. And plus, it's also a great opportunity to work on those pooch kicks because you're going to need those down the line as you progress through the rest of the season.
Now let's see, one good offensive play by the Tigers, and we'll be on the side of the press box where the windows haven't fogged up.
Right.
Cole Canatella remains in at quarterback. Eli Lafrance would be the backup if needed, but Cole's going to stay right there. And the Tigers run Jude Harris, a junior, on his first appearance in a game this year. Touch a little 5'4" junior running back. Number 24 for the Tigers right there.
Well, Holy Cross getting some new guys in there too, getting them some reps, which is good. They run the power right here.
Nice push up the middle with some good blocking by the Tigers for Jude Harris. With experience, and as these players grow into this double slot option offense that Nick Saltaformaggio has installed here at Holy Cross, you get these offenses working very well, and they're very, very hard to stop. Ask opponents of Georgia Tech, Army, Navy.
Right, and all of those schools, it took time to build those particular offenses and get the right personnel in the right spots and, get your kids into the particular frame of mind of being a triple option offense, right? Because, kids today, they're watching nothing but spread offenses, running West Coast plays or RPO plays.
By the way, that's Braden Cookmeyer you're looking at on the carry there, 5'6", a junior.
And, all these RPO plays and things of that nature. So it's hard to get a kid into the frame of mind that, hey, we're going to be a grounded and pounded, but we're going to be an option football team. And believe it or not, what you sell to them is when you're watching Saturday and Sunday RPOs, those are options too. That's why they're called RPOs.
That's Cookmeyer again. Pardon me, that was Jude Harris. The 24 and the 34 look an awfully lot alike through a foggy window. But now we're getting into the clear window side of the press box. This will be fun again. Tigers just trying to establish it, maybe get one more on the board. Is that possible as we approach the 1 minute mark? And that was Cookmeyer on the carry. So Cookmeyer and Harris, a pair of juniors, getting some action for the Tigers at the Jesuit 40. 45 seconds to play. Right now, the Tigers racing against the clock to see if they can get maybe one more on the board. They won't on this toss. Cookmeyer again.
Getting back to what I was just saying a second ago, believe it or not, working with kids today, you got to sell them on everything, right? Like, hey, you're going to get to touch the ball. You're going to get to do this. You're going to get to play and make tackles by playing this position, etc., right? And I'll let you call this play, and I'll come back in a second.
Now, this might be the last play of the game. Let's see, as the clock is ticking down to 11, and that might just about do it for the Tigers. That was Jude Harris on the final carry, and this one is over.
But just to let
51-7.
To let me finish my thought, you've got to get those guys sold on an option offense. Nick Saltafamaggio will do that.
Yes, he will. Tiger faithful, be patient. It's coming. You just have to wait for it. There's Nick Saltafamaggio. He'll be shaking hands with Ryan Manali in just a moment. And now they'll bring the golden football out in just a moment. And as they get ready for the post-game presentation of the Golden Football, let's take a break and we'll be back. Final in this one, Jesuit a winner in the rivalry, 51-7.
If you've been involved in an accident, at Lamar Collision, we make the repair process quick and professional. Our in-house estimators handle everything with the insurance company.
There must be a reason.
Because it's our job to make the process easy.
With state-of-the-art equipment and technicians, having a full aluminum body shop puts us way over the top.
Now that's the reason.
And we'll do our part to keep you moving forward, right, son?
There must be a reason.
Lamar Collision only at the Lamarck Automotive Complex.
Louisiana Dental Center, your dental home team.
High school football from Crescent City Sports on Cox Sports Television is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. There must be a reason. We are back, and they are getting ready to make the presentation of the Golden Football. 51-7, Jesuit a winner, and they have now won 4 in a row in this series, in this rivalry, and that's one of the things Nick Saltafamaggio said, look, we've got to change. I think in the back of his mind, he knows changing that is maybe a year or two away. He's got to get some experience for some very young players. He's going to work on that.
Well, he's gonna have to build depth, and I'm sure he will build depth. And like I said, and what I was talking about just a few minutes ago, he's got to make sure he continues to sell what's best for his program. And I think the triple option offense is what's best for his program.
Let's welcome in the winning. Let's welcome in the winning coach, Ryan Manali.
All right.
Coach, are you with us?
I'm with you.
Congratulations on the win. Big win for the Jesuit Blue Jays, and you did it with doing everything I think you wanted to accomplish in that game. You talked about efficiency on every possession. You had it tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. We took the opening kickoff, and going against the option team, we had to kind of, like I told you, be very efficient with all our snaps, and we were. And I think they got rattled a little bit. Now, there's one series I'll take back. We had a couple penalties and not lined up right. But, what a great night for the Jesuit Blue Jays.
Hey, Ryan Wade here. I tell you what, Lariviere didn't get touched all night. Had a great night, but you've got to be pleased with your offensive line tonight. Those guys, you said you're going to play a lot of guys, all right? You got to be real pleased with those guys. Tell us a little bit about that offensive line.
Yeah, no, I center quarterback exchange is number one. And I'm super proud of sophomore Garrett Kelly stepping in at center. Obviously, I got to evaluate film. There's going to be some things there. We played a lot of youth. I wanted to rotate some guys. We have to find who's the top 5 guys up front. Because we have a good quarterback, running backs, we by committee, and guys stepped up. I was very proud of the ball security, very proud of all the little things that we talk about. A couple minor things we'll clean up, but only get better from here, hopefully.
Coach, I know you're going to get to the trophy presentation. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us. We're going to let you go because they're waiting on you at midfield to make that presentation.
You got it. Thank you, guys. Go Jays.
Great job, Ryan.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
And it was a good job of coaching tonight. Good plan put together, and I still like what Nick Saltaformaggio is trying to do. He's got some young kids. They made some mistakes, especially on defense. But on defense is where you need youth. Where you need experience. Where your youth, if you're full of youth, and he's got youth back there again. We talked about it. 3 sophomores, 1 freshman starting in the defensive secondary. It's tough to go against experience when that happens.
No doubt. And he will build that experience, and he will continue to get better running the triple option offense. There's some things he's going to have to clean up defensively, no doubt about it. We saw a lot of poor tackling tonight by the Tigers, especially on one of their last touchdowns by Jesuit, where the running back broke 4 or 5 tackles. So he'll get all that cleaned up. That has to do with a lot of the youth. Ryan Manali said it. They were efficient tonight on almost every possession that they had. He did exactly what he came out to do, play good, solid offensive football and be efficient on every drive. Defensively, I thought they played extremely well, taking care of all the things that they had to do to stop the triple option offense.
Dave Morrow, the athletics director at Jesuit, accepting the MVP for Jack Lariviere. I don't think there's any question that he would be the MVP in this game. What does this win, what does this game today say to the rest of the Catholic League about Ryan Manali and the Jesuit Blue Jays?
Well, it says that somebody better account for Lariviere because he can flat out play. They've got a solid scheme going offensively, and that has to do with Ryan Manali getting that inserted and put in with his great offensive staff. And I'm telling you what, that Jesuit defense tonight I thought was pretty dominant.
Pretty dominant. Again, in what amounts to 12 regulation quarters, they've given up 2 touchdowns.
Absolutely.
The gold in football is presented by the losing AD to the winning AD, and that's what's happening right now. So Mr. Kirkwood, the athletics director at Holy Cross, is presenting that to Dave Morrow.
Well, there's a lot of LHSAA rules that talk about who can get trophies, who can't get trophies, who can get plaques during the middle of the season and all of that. And it's amazing all the rules you have to go to just to pass some trophies out, but that's what's going on now. It's a great tradition, and I definitely love how they do the kids line up right and do it the right way out on the field.
And the golden football came about after Katrina, when both of these schools, with Vic Umont and Barry Wilson, deciding we have to play this game. And
yeah, right. They did during Katrina, and they made sure that it was played. And then in the next couple of years, they decided to put together this event. And I was a part of some of the first years of this event.
You'll hear both alma maters. The visiting team alma mater always played first. So right now you're hearing the Jesuit alma mater. They were the visiting team tonight.
fighting suns climb high, so shall thy banners be, guides to heaven's sea. Lead us on
The players will turn toward the other team, and we'll hear the alma mater of the home team tonight, the Holy Cross Tigers. Both alma maters. Wade, if you're a Jesuit fan and you've watched now Ryan Manali score 50 in 2 games, 52-0 over Riverdale, and then 51-7 against Holy Cross, they almost pull off the victory over Brother Martin. What does this say to Jesuit fans all over the world right now about Ryan Manali in this program?
Says you're in the Catholic League. Let's get ready, put this one to bed real soon after you grade it and you fix it, anything wrong with it, and you get ready for next week. And if I'm not mistaken, that is St. Aug, if I'm not mistaken, for Jesuit.
That's it.
That's my answer. That's a coach's answer. I mean, that's
you don't think of the big picture. You think of 1 week at a time, next game at a time.
It's the Catholic League. You get ready for the next week.
There you go. Wade, want to thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed this game. We enjoyed bringing it to you. Even though the score was a little lopsided, it was still a good game. You saw some good talent on both sides and a lot of fun to watch. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. Catch more high school football tomorrow at 2 p.m. on Your View, Louisiana, as St. Augustine and Brother Martin face off right here at Tad Gormley. And we'll have more high school coverage for you every Friday night on CrescentCitySports.com. For Wade Kaiser and our entire crew, I'm Ken Berthelot saying so long from New Orleans. Once again, your final score, the Jesuit Blue Jays, New Orleans 51, the Holy Cross Tigers 7. Good night, everybody, from Tad Gormley Stadium in New Orleans.